It looks like Fitz was the previous scribe.
Mm-hmm.
Nathaniel, you'd be up this week. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
Okay. And Laz is on deck for next week, though he's not here to hear that. Alright, well, it is, let's see, the 59th of fall at 12 p.m. Why don't we do a quick recap of the last game?
So we finished our short rest. Then we decided to keep investigating this level of the prison. We left the Knoll and Minotaur survivors in the room with the cages to be guarded by Estella and William in the meanwhile. We followed the hallway, set off a trap, but thankfully it was also deactivated by the drow, so no issues there. We found the room with a couple tables, one that had some alchemist recipes, and the other one that had a excuse me, had the burp. Had a Drow Masterwork short sword on it that looks like it was in the process of being arcanely empowered. We attempted to complete the potion that was in the pot, which was a Hill Giant Strength potion, and Lazarus was attempting to put his holy symbol in a shield when Artis and Cab decided to go and scatter out a little bit. They found some more gnolls. They needed Deska to come help them open it up, and while they were doing that, they also discovered the entrance to the prison that was barricaded from the inside. So while Nathaniel, Arnis, and Deska were seeing to the knolls, Cav was working on opening the door with a crowbar that Cav gave him. They open the door, a bunch of trolls come in, including a venom troll. Had to sneeze that time, fuck. We fight, Cav goes down a couple times, we keep fighting, we're eventually able to put them down. Fitz goes outside to see if anybody noticed all the conundrum or all the fighting, and noticed a scout who tried to get away, but luckily was able to take it out. They then closed the door, went back to the room with the recipes, and were in the process of barricading it so we could take a short rest followed by a long rest. While that was happening, Arnis showed Fitz that message, that note that was on the door that warned us that there were trolls in the caves below, and we think that that might be the passageway that William and Garu were mentioning. Garu because that's how a way to get to the cultist, and William because I think if we get him out, there's like some treasure down there that he'll like let us get a cut of or some shit. I forget why he's with us, honestly. And yeah, so Arnis and Fitz were going to do some scouting since they were the least damaged of the group, while the rest did a short rest, which I think we completed because I see hit dice being rolled, and then we're going to
Yes.
proceed on to a long rest, and that's where we left off.
Alright, thank you for the recap. So, let's see. Okaru, that's William.
Okaru.
Okaru was with you because he was trapped in this place and didn't have another way out. That's pretty much why he's with you right now.
But he said like there's some treasure that's in the lower caves, the same caves that Garu is trying to help us discover, and so if we get him out, something like that.
He claimed that he would reward you for helping him.
Gotcha. Okay.
Alright, so what does the group want to do?
Weren't we supposed to be going to close a door or something that Estella left open?
Yes, we were going to. So I was going to grab the symbol so that we could go to the door that we came down from, those stairs, so we could close it, so we can hopefully deny any more demons coming down to this level. And then the second thing we were going to do is going to check out that room with the note to see if it actually led. Because we know that there's a room with statues where the secret passageway down into the caves is located. So we're looking for that room with statues. So we want to see if that's the room with the note on it, if that's the one that we're looking for, so we can continue forward. But first things first, we'll go back to the stairwells and close the door with the sigil we have.
Are you all going, or just one of you?
Arnis and myself. We agreed that we two are the best suited right now to do it, since Cav is in a bad condition and Nathaniel's also not looking great, and Lazarus is over there doing Lazarus stuff, so we don't want him.
And they're all very loud.
Give me a d20 roll. Alright. So go ahead and move through the hallways, because you might encounter something.
Oh, do you want stealth rolls?
Are you going stealthily? Yeah, sure, give me stealth rolls. If you're
Absolutely.
going slowly.
There's a trap up here, if I remember correctly.
Mm-hmm. But I think we last session Nathaniel tripped it, but nothing happened. So
Yeah.
as far as we know, it's still deactivated.
There's another one up here, too, the one that... The one you're standing on.
Yeah. That's the one that Nathaniel tripped and nothing happened.
Okay.
Just blaming me on tripping all the traps.
I mean,
Alright, Fitz,
do
what
that.
is your passive perception?
right now in the darkness, 19.
Hearing, I mean. And Arnis.
24 then, I guess. Would hearing have any kind of negatives? Or
No.
17.
No, yeah, you would account sight for being in the darkness, but, alright, so 17, 24. Fitz, as you get to this area, you start to hear movement from the south.
I'll tap Arnis on the shoulder and I'll just make a motion with cupping my ear and pointing around the corner, and then I'm gonna move to right here and just peek around the corner and see what I can see.
So far, nothing. These sounds are coming from over here.
Okay. We've heard demons and crap like that, right? So does it sound like growling? Does it sound like long talons clicking on the stone? Does it sound like footsteps?
Yeah, it sounds like footsteps and maybe some. What languages do you speak?
I speak Undercommon, Common, Elvish, and Deep Speech. And Deep Scan, of course.
Alright, so yeah, you don't recognize the language, it just sounds like weird sounds to you. But something might be speaking.
We've heard the gnolls speak, and we've heard those one demons speak, the ones that were feasting on the Minotaur captives, the Bulazau. Does it sound like either of them, gnolls or Bulazau?
Give me an intelligence check.
What trolls?
6.
You're not sure.
Okay. I'll just motion forward to Arnis and slowly go forward.
Alright, so it's definitely getting louder as you go down the hall.
Okay. Louder as in, as we're approaching, it's approaching, or we're just approaching the source?
You think you're approaching the source. As you're walking down the hall, a creature steps out into the hallway over here. It looks like one of the Marazi. Give me stealth checks. Alright, so it does not... Oh wait, did I get that from both of you?
Yeah, I rolled a 12.
Okay. Actually, did it see you? Let me check that 12.
I would still be invisible
No.
to it. So I'm
Oh
not
yeah,
sure if
that's
that
true.
affects anything.
So you'd have advantage. So that would be 21. So no, it does not seem to look towards you as it steps through the area.
Is it
Or wait, no, invisibility doesn't give advantage to stealth, I don't think. It might just be...
I just don't know how it works, like for sight versus like or anything. Yeah.
Yeah. Because yeah, it could still hear you over there. But luckily, it did not seem to notice you as it steps across the hallway Do you want to do anything at this point as it's moving through the passage?
Did I hear Fitz? Like, did he sound a little louder to me than normal?
I think. Well, I think you can see it now, right? Because you have 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah, you
I
can
do.
probably see it over here.
No, but I'm talking about like Fitz. Did Fitz sound loud to me?
Not that loud.
Louder than you, but this seems like it didn't notice anything, so nothing bad has happened yet.
Okay, I just wondered if I was like, Jesus, you're being loud. Okay.
You just
Right.
say it like, "Ah, fuck, Fitz, what the hell?" And then it comes
No.
attacks us.
No, I'm just wondering. No, I'm
Alright,
just
so
okay. If he
it
sounds
will
quiet,
continue through and go across the hallway. You can no longer see it.
Oh, okay. I would back up one step, and I would lean over to Arnis and say, when it comes out, do you want me to engage? Then we can pull it our way.
why don't we just lock the door with it in their room?
I feel like by now there were corpses in there, weren't there?
There were.
Yes.
In the last 5. Fuck. Yeah. No. Yeah.
I mean, because that's the door, right? Down at the intersection, the door is right there on the left.
Yeah.
So we have
You
to-
know there's a door here and there's a door here. There are two
Exactly.
doors.
Now this isn't the door that locks with the sigil, right? It's upstairs.
No, it's
we have to
upstairs.
get to.
And
Okay.
actually, as you are discussing things, another one
Whispering.
walks into the hallway. It as well does not see you. Do you want to do anything or just let it pass?
If it looks like it's going into the room, I'll let it pass. If it starts going
Okay.
south,
No, it looks like it's going into the room as well.
okay. And this is it's not the same one popping out and going back in. This is actually a second.
You think it's the second one, yeah?
Malrezi.
Are they coming from the right going left or the left going right?
Right going left. They're coming from the stairwell.
Yeah.
Oh, and going in there. Okay.
Yeah. I think we can risk it for the biscuit. So let me just double check my spell slots. 0. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's. I would say we cautiously. I'll start. I'll agree to your plan, Arnis. I'll just give you a nod, and then I will. Start.
Oh, hold on. I passed without a trace, both of us.
Alright, so Arnis does a quiet chant summoning magical energy, and you all are engulfed in nature magics, making you harder to see. Well, harder to detect in general.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, is it possible for us to move at normal speed then, instead of half speed to get there?
If you want to speed up, you'll have disadvantage, though, if you're trying to move quickly.
But we'll
While
still
you're
have the
stealthing.
+10, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's a safe thing to do. So I'll as you finish your chant, Arnis, I'll have my bow in my left hand, but in my right hand I'll pull out my thieves' tools, ready to use them. And so yeah, we'll start walking down there, or at least I'll start
Right.
walking down there at a normal pace, and I'll do another stealth check at disadvantage.
I'm
So-
gonna go slowly, just because.
As you're, Fitz is going quick, Arnis is going slow. All right. So as you're moving down there, give me stealth checks. Disadvantage if you're moving quick.
So I'll be 22.
All right, and Arnis. You would hear Fitz as you're moving south, a kind of guttural chanting, and then the scream of ghouls.
Yep.
So mine's a 20.
All right, so yeah, you're moving down there as well.
So let's get to this
And-
corner, and remind me, do these open inward or outward?
They open inward towards the room.
So I'd have to step here or step here and pull them closed.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll get to here, and then as soon as I get there, I'll wait for Arnis to catch up to me. And then once he does, I assume I'll have to stow my bow, so I'll put it away so that I
Mhm.
have one hand free and one hand with my thieves' tools in them. And then I'm going to come out, and I will attempt to close the doors.
Quietly.
Yeah, as quietly as I
Alright,
can.
so you see a bunch of ghouls now kind of coming out of the cages. You quickly step forward to the double doors, trying your best to close them quiet. Go ahead and give me a stealth check. Which I don't think you can fail with the plus 10. Let me double check something with the Marazi though.
Should it be like sleight of hand instead? Like if I'm like trying to dexterally close it?
No,
Or...
because I mean you're still using your stealthy abilities to be quiet as you pull the door shut. But I'm going to give them an active perception check as they're kind of looking around the room right now. Oh, actually, what did you get a 22? Can they beat that? I don't know if they actually can even beat that. Alright, so you do manage to close the doors without them noticing.
And are
Pulling the
these
two
like wooden doors
shut.
or stone doors?
These are, I believe they were thick wooden doors. Most of the ones
Okay,
down
thick
here,
like shroom wood.
petrified wood. Yeah, shroom wood.
Okay.
Petrified shroom wood. So yeah, you pull the doors closed very carefully as you see the demons and undead kind of skulking around the room. The Marazi looking in the cages for more corpses.
So the first thing I would want to do is I would want to take some rope and tie the handles as shut as hard as I can, and then after that, and at that point with the doors closed, I'd motion Arnish to help me because he's
So
just so we can.
tying the door handles will take some time and will require another stealth check, probably at disadvantage.
I hold my crowbar.
Picking the door locked would be a lot quicker.
Okay, so I'll do that. In my head I was thinking it would be the other way around, that it'd be easier just to loop the ropes over
Well,
and then
if you
lockpick it.
if you make your pick check, because if you can make the check, it only takes 6 seconds to pick a locked door, closed or open. If you fail, then it can take up to like 2 minutes. At which point the rope would probably be the better solution. So
I'm gonna burn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and burn a one of my inspirations, and I'm going to get myself advantage on this thieves' tool check.
All right, so you
yeah.
move to 26.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so
with that 26, could I jam the lock, like so that it's not it's unopenable, like using a piton or something to break the lock in there, so that way it can't be, or make it harder for them to open?
You've picked it closed. Breaking the lock would probably take a little more time, but it's possible. I mean, you could jam a piton in there, but someone could probably just pull it out if they wanted to try to unlock it. If you wanted to try to break the lock, I'm trying to think. I don't even know how you break a lock.
I don't think. Yeah, I think because these guys are just probably going to use just like brute strength to get through there anyway. So I doubt that they'll like. That would be, I guess, if I was trying to like keep someone else from picking the lock to make it harder. But they'll just try to break the door down, I assume. So I guess that's irrelevant. So I'll just
put a sign. Do not open. So the next adventurer who comes through will definitely open it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it works.
But yeah, I guess I wish I knew more about lockpicking. If you could break a lock, I mean, I'm sure you can. I'm just not sure if the lock would then be openable or how that would work.
Yeah.
So the way a lock works is you have a series of pins, and each pin is set to a certain point. So you'd have to try to defeat one of the pins to be in the improper position.
Yeah, I guess like you could try to jam it. Like if you jam the keyhole enough, it would make it impossible to have a key fit correctly, right? Yeah. So I guess I mean I guess it would be possible with a piton, but that would also make noise for sure.
You could also just like jam a candle into it and break it off, right?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
No, I'll leave it at that. I am still going to. So I hear the click. It does lock.
Yeah.
And so I will go ahead and like do the idea with the rope as well. Just rope it through and tie it hard, just to make it as hard as possible to get out.
So that will probably take, I don't know, 5 feet of rope, and you'll have to take a couple minutes and give me another stealth check at disadvantage.
Okay. at stealth. Oop.
Okay, so yeah, you're
Yep.
with
Yeah,
the
and
pass
plus
without
10.
trace. Like you, almost no matter what you do, like you're just extremely quiet. Regardless, like the normal rubbing of the rope against the metal just sounds like nothing, no matter how you do it. Especially with your abilities in stealth. All right, so you take the 5 feet of rope and you tie it around a few times. This door is pretty bound.
And with that,
So far, they have not seemed to have noticed.
I'll give Arnis a thumbs up, and then I'll motion towards the stairs and start heading there at a normal pace again, but obviously listening for any more Mirazi or bullshit.
Okay, so I'm not going to make you do another roll. You get up the stairs, and it seems clear for now. So you're pulling the door shut.
Yep, I'm using the sigil to lock it.
Yeah.
All right, so you pull the door shut, and the wall of force becomes active again. You believe no one without a sigil should be able to get down here. Then I assume you head back down the stairs.
Yeah.
All right, so you can just pull yourself back on at the rest room where your party is.
So I think the next thing we're going to do is we were going to check out this door, because that's the door that had the sign on it that said there are trolls below in the caves.
Yeah.
So as long as Arnis is down for it, those were the two objectives.
Absolutely.
Of the party. Rests is to check out this door and just see if it's the room with statues, so that we can.
Okay.
There's light. Oh, okay, cool. Lights there.
Yeah, there's light coming from the room, so the party might nod to you as you walk past. Give me a. Well, it looks like the door is locked. If you try to open it,
Where the hell did Arnis go?
you could just pull yourself back on over here. I deleted you.
Yeah, instead of making us
Oh,
walk all
okay.
the way back.
Yeah.
So I'll attempt. Boop. A 12.
No, a 12 actually isn't enough, and you fail at your first attempt to get the door open. If you want, you can take a few minutes to try to do it carefully and see if that'll work. Okay. So
I will.
You start working on the door, and yes, with a 16, after a couple of minutes, you are able to unlock the double door.
Okay. And inward or outward?
They push open inward towards the room.
So I'll slowly start pushing it open and see exactly what my elf eye sees.
I guess outward from you that would be into the room, so I guess that would be outward. I'm not sure what it would actually be, but okay. So you push the doors open, and you see something strange. There is a very large horned creature lying on the floor. It looks like it has been stabbed multiple times and probably dead. Doesn't look like it's moving. But the strange thing is it looks demonic, but usually you would expect a demon to disappear, but this one just seems like it's dead, lying on the ground.
I...
Close the door.
Yep. I close. So I see the statues, I see the demon, I see stab wounds.
Come on, just go poke it. You know you want to.
Yes, no, I definitely close the doors.
Aw. That's no fun for my journal. I can't make fun of you.
And so take a step back. Who just like Arnis and I have that comedic, just like we look at each other, we look at them, and just close the door slowly.
Where's Nathaniel when you need him?
Where's Lazarus when we need him?
Resting.
Alright, so you very carefully shut the door, and it clicks close the double doors. Other than that, you did see some statues in the room.
And I'll just motion back towards the safe room. Well, safe, quote unquote. And head back to the party at this point.
Okay.
Well, hold on, Fitz.
Okay.
I can step without a trace into that room real quickly, look around, and step without a trace back out.
There you
As
go,
long as
do
the
it.
door is open.
That's what I was expecting.
As long as the
Your
door is
pass
open.
without a trace should still be going. It's an hour.
But, well, I can step to the shadow step in.
Shadow stuff.
Yeah. I think that it's weird that the body is still there. So it might have some kind of regeneration that might pop up at some point. Since We
So
already
why
have
wait?
two. Well, because if we're not in a condition to fight if it does pop back up, and we already have two clues that this is the right room. It's a room with statues, and it's a room that a drow left a note on saying that there's trolls. So if there are trolls, and we know the trolls are in the caves, then that's two reasons to believe that we have the right room. But that doesn't mean we're in a position to start exploring it, especially if the Marazi get out of that locked room or
You
this
said
guy wakes up.
explore.
Yeah, I know.
Pop,
I said make
pop
sure
in
that this is the right room.
quietly, look around, pop out.
Yeah, but or we could just do that with everybody so that we can pop in and take as much time as we need to in case the thing wakes up and engage it.
But you can't pop anywhere.
I can. You can't even see me right now. You're literally talking to air. Don't tell me what I can or can't do.
I believe I see the outline of you.
Oh, you can believe all you want. Yeah.
Well, technically with invisibility, yeah, Fitz would basically just not appear there. You would just be hearing him.
So I would.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would say, like, I know that you're excited, but I'm pretty sure this is the right room, anyways. So let's just give everybody a chance to recoup.
But right now, we're
Wait.
really quiet. And if
I
I
have a
just
question.
step of the wind in, I can step of the wind out.
I mean, you can just do it, man. You don't need permission.
I had a question.
Nathaniel, you're not helping.
Your invisibility
see through
only
the door.
applies to those with dark vision, right? Arnis doesn't have dark vision.
He has goggles that give him dark vision. So anybody
But if
that
he-
has.
Well, it's true, I guess.
Yeah, basically, if you rely on dark vision to see in the dark, I'm invisible. So since his goggles give him dark vision, I'm invisible to him. Now,
Could
if he
take
took
them
his
off.
goggles off, he could see me in front of him. He would just,
Well,
have
he
this,
would see
yeah,
pitch black. He still wouldn't see you.
exactly.
Because he
Yeah.
wouldn't technically be able to
Yeah,
see.
but he'd
It'd
have
be
a
like
better
if you were
chance
wearing
seeing
like
me.
thermal night vision, and the guy was just cold or something, or
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. There'd be no outline basically.
Gotcha.
Hey, we all remember that Splinter Cell mission where you have to follow stand in the floodlight to get past the guy
Although,
with the thermal vision.
I guess with thermal vision, you would still see like a cold signature, wouldn't you? I
Yeah,
guess that's,
Yeah.
that's probably not a good example. Well, you just can't see him. Anyway,
exactly.
Artis, do you want to do something here, or do you guys want to head back and rest first? What's the thought?
Well, I'm fully rested. I'm
Yes, Arnis. But
I'm
that has
100%
never
powered
stopped
up.
us from having to come back you up, and we're not fully rested.
That's
the
totally not
point.
true.
No,
You have no
literally
idea the
every
other-
door you've opened, eventually we're all dragged into the fight, regardless of what condition we're in.
I don't think that's true.
As DM, I can have no opinion.
Uh,
As the journal writer,
I
I
think that's
know
true.
chaos.
Yeah.
so I'll say this. I'll
I wish
say
I played a chaos.
if you really want to go in there and you're only going to look around and you're not going to touch any buttons or open any doors, feel free. I'll stand here and keep these doors open.
That's all I ask.
All right. As long as you don't touch anything, please.
I won't touch anything except for the floor in which I stand on.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
And slowly open the door, and the demon's like, it took you long enough.
The door shuts.
All right, so the door opens outward once again into the room, and yeah, you see the demon and the three statues, which, well, you can't see very well without light. They look elven. Actually, I guess Fitz with the 17. You would probably see
19.
some detail, or 19. You'd probably see some detail. They look like the two on the sides look like they are armed, like warriors. They have armor and weaponry, though none of them drawn. They're just staying there with their arms folded. This one over here is crouched down, kind of on one knee, with her hands together as if she's holding something. But you can't really see what from here, if anything.
All right, there's two things I want to do. So before Arnis starts moving, I'm going to put a hand on your chest, Arnis, or you're going to feel, a presence on your chest, and then we'll start making a clay pot together. I'm going to look I'm gonna look at these statues, and you can tell me whether or not I can do an active perception. I want to see, are there any blood or any, is there any indication that these weapons that they have were used at all?
Well, their weapons are currently in their scabbards.
They are in their scabbards, so they're in
Yeah.
the scabbards. Okay, gotcha. Um, is there any blood on the statues themselves? Anything that looks splattered? Any kind of
So you
anything?
see, you would see that there are traces of blood throughout the room. It looks like it's dried. It's probably been there for maybe a few days. Give me a well, you'd probably have to investigate, which would require you to get into the room and kind of closer to everything.
Okay, so that was my first thing. So, God damn it, Arnis. Okay, and then the second thing I want to look at is that this guy right here. We've already seen what it looks like when trolls regenerate slowly.
Yeah.
Do I see any indication of that happening with a perception check, an active one if I had to see like, does it look like any of his wounds are like slowly closing up? Does it look like anything like that's happening?
You probably have to get closer and examine him.
Fuck! Alright, I do it.
Give me
It's like
probably medicine or investigation.
Okay. God, fuck.
He steps in. Okay.
Yeah, I do step in. After all that, you just hear me walk in.
I close the door and laugh. No. Yeah, I'm gonna shadow step in.
Okay.
60 feet. So
Alright, so you poof into
5,
the room.
10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 60. And is it 2 diagonals is 15? Is that right?
Yeah, every second diagonal. Now, how many times can you shadow step a day?
Until I'm out of key points.
Okay, so it's a key point. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Alright, so you spend a key point. Could you click? I gave you a key point button, right? Or no, maybe.
No.
Alright, never mind. I have to do that at some point. Alright, so you spend a key point. Where are you poofing to?
I'm gonna poof in 60 feet, and if I get that right, it's gonna be 15,
Okay, so you poof over
30.
there.
6, this is 60? Yes.
Yeah, that's 40 feet right there.
So Fitz, examining the body, you think this thing has been dead for a while. You don't think it would regenerate? Because, like, from what you're seeing, yeah, the signs indicate that it's just been laying here. Like, most of the blood is, what would be, like, coagulated, kind of dried out.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it definitely was stabbed quite a few times.
Sorry, give me 1 sec. My boss is calling me, so if you want to work on Arnis.
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah,
fine.
that's the information I was looking for. BRB.
Alright, so what do you do in Arnis? You poof into this room.
Just looking around. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems fairly empty. There's signs of a struggle here. Do you have survival? Proficiency?
I do not believe so. I do not.
Alright, so investigation, if you have that, might tell you something.
I do not.
You can just make a roll if you want.
I have insight.
Well, you can just make an investigation roll if you want. So yeah, it looks like there was some kind of large... there was a bunch of people in here. A fight at one point. Possibly to kill this thing. Maybe when the drow first came in, they had to fight this thing. But yeah, that's the only thing you would notice just kind of looking around.
Alright, well, I'm going to walk. I'm going to use stealth, I guess. Do you need a stealth roll for me to walk around in here?
You can just walk around. I'll say if I need a stealth roll, I'll ask you for one.
Okay.
You say you're moving around quietly, tiptoeing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll move to the back wall, then just walk back down the wall.
So there's some debris in here. Looks like old chairs and some chains. Nothing of much value, though. You see on a table to the south, there's a bunch of weaponry that looks old as well, possibly elven made, kind of falling apart. Nothing that looks like it's, again, of much value.
Nothing of value.
Just something that may have been here a long time ago with these statues. This could have been some kind of like armory area.
Okay. Then I guess I will walk my way over to about here, and I will make sure Fitz is okay. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
I'll stand back.
Fitz is kind of looking at the demon, looking around on the floor.
Now that
I
I'm
assume.
back, I would start looking at the. Sorry, I'm back. I didn't want to interrupt. But I was going to, seeing that the demon looks like it's neutralized, I would then turn my attention to these statues to see exactly what this one's supposed to be holding, and then seeing if there's any indication whatsoever that these statues are anything more than just statues. And that would
Sure.
include looking for mechanisms that, like, not touching, but like seeing if there's like anything odd about them that would stick out. That would lead me to believe that there's a way to open some kind of door or hatch in here.
So your ability to see is limited by the darkness, but you can give me a perception check, unless you want to light up a torch or something.
Nah, no torches.
So you notice a couple of things with a roll of 23. You would notice that there's something odd about the floor here, and also
Okay.
there's something odd about the statue here. Both would require investigation checks.
So, looking at the floor itself, because I was actually standing there earlier, so nothing happened. So I
No.
assume it's not trapped, or like that. It's not like
No, it doesn't look
pressure
like
plate.
pressure plates. It looks more like, well, it feels off, like it's a little bit
Yeah.
hollow, and also the pattern on it looks strange to you.
So I like
Just-
accidentally I walk across it and I hear like a thump, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm just trying to stay close
probably,
enough to
probably
Fitz.
not that obvious.
Yeah.
Like you would, but it feels like it could be some kind of trapdoor.
And
It's like
so,
that tile that's just not laid properly, kind of like it
Yeah, kind
Yeah.
ever
of.
so slightly is. Yeah.
so I'd walk over to the statue, and then I'll do an investigation check on the statue.
Okay.
Boop.
Something's off about the statue, but you can't quite put your finger on it.
Would this just be another case of just me taking more time to investigate it, or would it, or would lighting a
Maybe, and lighting a torch would probably help as well.
torch? Okay. I would look to Arnis. You know, you've done your track, and then you come back to me, and I would say, I think the statue has something to do with the trapdoor that I believe is right behind me. But I need to light a torch to get some more information. So
Then maybe we should take your advice.
you're not wrong.
Okay.
So all I'm
God.
doing is I'm just staying close enough to Fitz at this point, so he's in the cone of silence, so to speak.
Yeah, I say, you know, I'll keep looking at the statue and like kind of just like peer around it, and then after like a minute, I'll walk over. You hold me walk over to you, Arnis, and say, yeah, we should. We're on the right. You know, this seems to be the right direction. So we'll let's go get that rest we promised everybody, and then we can come back.
Oh, plus, we can't have Cav get knocked on his ass 3 more times.
Yeah,
We cannot.
that would be bad.
Are you still poisoned, Cavarius?
No,
All right.
I don't think I ever was poisoned.
Well, you're marked as poisoned, so I was just curious.
I think that's supposed to be my fatigue.
Oh no, the radioactive sign is fatigue for your.
Right.
You talking about your exhaustion?
Or exhaustion, yeah.
Yeah, the
I don't know
radioactive
why.
sign. With the was it 3 on it or 2? I can't
2.
see.
I got 2.
Yeah, because
I got 2.
yeah, because you have 2 levels of exhaustion. Yeah. So yeah, that's what that is. I don't know what the poison sign was for.
I don't
Now
either.
we can rest.
Okay, so you close the door and attempt to rest.
I would close that one too. So close as we leave. I didn't want to interrupt your interaction with Cab, but I was going to close that door and then come here, close this door, and then motion from Nathaniel to put his immovable rod there as he normally does, and then I would give everybody the down low about the 2 my Resi, Malrezi,
Arazi, yeah.
Razi.
Marazi, yeah, the 2 Marazi and the
Marazi. Yeah, I think it is
and the
Marazi.
ghoul. those and the ghouls that they were summoning in the room that we locked. Let them be aware of that in case, while we're resting, they hear things outside creeping and crawling. And that's it. That's all I got.
You let us know about the room you explored or not?
Oh, I do.
Oh
I
yeah,
can't
no, yeah,
keep my mouth
definitely.
shut about anything. Yeah.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
a shocking amount of information you guys discovered from looking outside.
And no fighting. Who would have thought?
Yeah, I talked him out of it.
I don't even acknowledge that. I go over here to this pot and I try to see if there's anything salvageable from that Hills potion, and realize that it's all burnt to shit, and then just
Yeah, you'll see Deska thoroughly first time having a table to work with is like diligently trying to alter her potion.
All
your
right.
poisons or your potions.
So
My
you're
poison's
going
sorry.
you're going to attempt to stay
Long
in
rest.
this room for a long rest.
Yes.
Absolutely.
So that
That's the
will
goal.
give you some downtime, a day's worth of downtime. Do you want to try to do anything with that? How long did I say it would take to complete the weapon? 2 days or a day? I forget now.
I think it was and I think you said we needed something too. Can't remember.
We failed all our checks, so I think
Yeah.
like we haven't interacted with the weapon, so it's still there and the components are still there, so we haven't disrupted the ritual to empower it. I just don't think we successfully figured out how to do it. So unless you would give us that day for the people interested to basically investigate it more to see if they could figure it out, to get that information. But I think that we failed all our attempts to actually figure it out, so we don't know how long it'll take because we don't know what we're doing.
So since the weapon is created already, assuming you want to enchant this short sword, I give you an Arcana check, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in crafting, generally, if you're to the part where you're just doing the enchantments, you can also use religion or nature to try to figure out something. So I don't know if anyone has those.
I have
Yeah,
nature.
great.
I didn't do. I know that they did checks and didn't get any success. So like, if you'd allowed me to, I would do a nature check, like out of boredom, just to go over there and see like what this about.
Yeah, so you could take another look at the instructions, because there is a formula there for enchantments. Okay, so you know something about nature energy manipulations. You believe that with a day of downtime, you can use this ritual that they started to make something a +2 weapon.
Oh shit.
Whoa.
It can be the short sword here that's masterwork, but you believe it can also be on any weapon that is properly fortified, as it takes certain types of weapons to be created or turned into magical weapons.
I would relay that information to. I assume Nathaniel and Lazarus were the two interested. Lazarus is like doing his thing, so I'd relay the information to Nathaniel. That
I
like,
mean, yeah, Nathan. I don't really hit people that often, so I'd suggest one of you guys use it.
Sorry, let me just check one other thing.
I would actually go ahead.
So, the other thing I was going to say is it does look like you need 200 gold pieces worth of components, as they're a little short, whoever was doing this, which may have been just because they had it, but they didn't leave it on the table.
Where is the group? Yeah. Any component?
Yes, any component can be used, because this actually has a mix of various components on the table already. There's like some nature and some religion mostly.
I mean, if you'll allow it. So what I would say is I would motion for Deska actually, and to come over here, and I would say I see that you're relying more and more on that longbow that you originally, just had. This gives us a chance to enchant another weapon that would be effective against these kind of monstrosities we're fighting. Would you want to use this enchantment on that bow, since you're seeming to use it more and more often? And it's not enchanted, right? Your longbow, it's just a straight up longbow.
No, it's a ordinary no longbow.
Yeah.
So you don't think this Knoll longbow could be enchanted? It's not high enough quality.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
Deska would also. I think I'm starting to favor the blade anyway, and hold up her dagger that she throws, and it comes back to her hand.
So, when you say fortified, do you mean basically anything that's a masterwork weapon or anything that's already enchanted would count as fortified?
There are two types of weapons you can enchant. There's the masterworked weaponry, which is basically just very high quality weaponry that is able to hold enchantments. Other things are kind of like legacy weapons, like a weapon that's kind of been around for a while and has seen a lot of combat. Can be enchanted. So, like, if a bow like has been used enough, or like something passed down, or any weapon that's been maybe used enough or passed down like through the generations, something like that, that's basically experienced combat a lot, is better at holding an enchantment.
So, what about Deska's spears?
You can attempt to. I mean, you can attempt to enchant anything, but lower quality weapons or items sometimes fail and lose their enchantments depending on how low quality they are.
Okay.
And the null bows generally aren't very
I'll say, look, I'm not asking for it, but if it was anything, it would be my dagger. But I feel like Laz probably could use it more than anyone, because I think he loves his sword, right?
I think Laz would let any
Actually,
of us
you're
touch
right.
his sword.
I don't think the sword, yeah.
Well,
yeah, let's see Laz in the corner,
got,
like, no one does anything to my sword. Huh, Heronius. Huh,
what about,
okay.
What about Cavarius? I mean, he's using the Dwarven Greatsword, but
ooh,
aren't you an axe guy? Aren't you an axe guy?
What about
Cavarius?
a Stellan? Doesn't a Stellan not have a magical weapon either?
Okay,
why did you
not
why
a
did you put
primary
that
member
in?
of the party?
Everyone groans because the Stellan is for some reason like the black sheep.
Hey, somebody's got to, someone's got to think of Cav's wife. I
have a +1 mace here she could use. I'm pretty sure that's.
I'm not Cav's wife. I'm his friend.
You're just friends.
Wink. Yeah, exactly.
No,
Don't worry, we've seen his loincloth. We get it, a Stellan.
Oh.
Anywho.
Deska grimaces.
Sighs. Yeah, everybody who passes out and Cav protects is horrified. Yeah. So what do you think, Cav?
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna make the sword stronger.
Yeah,
we hope.
We will.
Well, don't you have an axe too? That what isn't his original axe?
I've given Estelle the axe, but it's not enchanted.
She says, well, I could use your sword if you wanted to enchant the axe, but will this axe of yours hold the enchantment, Cavarius?
That's the question.
According to what Fitzgerald said, it has to be of a certain quality.
Yeah.
She kind of looks to Fitzgerald.
I would guess, and so this is me, trying to get this information from you. So essentially,
an easy way to answer the question is if you identify a weapon, you can tell what sort of ability it has to hold an enchantment if you have the identify spell.
So that's Nathaniel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, are you asking me to look at something?
I'm just saying, Fitz, why don't you let Nathaniel handle this stuff? Because it took you 20 minutes to get to the same answer we always get. Go get Nathaniel.
Yeah.
So that's Nathaniel. He seems smart.
Yeah.
We need somebody to identify weaponry.
Just remember, whoever asks me gets the lecture.
Yeah.
Well,
as we're talking about it, yeah, no, I would motion for Cav and Nathaniel to come over, and I would say, I don't know about the history of that great axe, but I don't
Oh, you want to know about the history of great axes? It's an interesting weapon that comes from.
All right, he starts talking about great axes.
Oh no, please! I don't interrupt. No, go for it. I double dog dare you. No, I'm kidding. No, I would put a hand up and say, we have an opportunity to enchant a weapon. I need to know what weapons we have are strong enough to hold that enchantment. Could you
That's quite the easy process. What I need to do is I would need to see each of your weapons. It will take me about 10 minutes to cast the Identify spell. The Identify spell will allow me to better understand the nature of the weapon, how it can hold blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, so he explains, which actually fits. You knew a lot of what he said already, but the others may be edificated a bit, whatever the word is.
Yeah.
Educated?
Educated. Edumacated.
Educated?
So I would just let the explanation just wash over me like a wave onto a rock that just has to take the beating, and after an eternity, I would break out of the spell, and I would say, yes. Would you look at his great axe and his great sword?
So
I would say, yes, please hand over your weapons, my great horseman friend. And
Horse.
Alright, so you take a look at the weaponry. And actually, you can do an Arcana check for this too, I believe. But if you want... Or go ahead.
10 minutes for the identify spell. I mean, we're not doing anything else.
Okay. So you look at the axe. This axe, this was your original weapon, right, Cavarius?
Correct.
So you've probably been using it for a while. You think it has a pretty, even though it's not masterworked, it is kind of a bit of a legacy weapon. You think it would be able to hold a +2 enchantment.
This axe has seen quite a few battles. There, you are quite the battler. I have a little bit more respect for you, and I take a few notes about your history as I ask you a little bit to get a better understanding.
Damn.
Warrior,
You get,
as
like-
Felon says. You just call us warriors. You have to say battler. That's a weird way to put it.
Stellan. Shh.
No, get him, get him.
You hear me as you're saying that. I'm over here and I'm just like, maybe battlers, but you're not winners. As I'm just
Oh
looking
my
at all
God.
that. Under my breath, I say that.
The mean
Stealth,
girls
quick.
are coming out.
Every time we put in the same room together, bro.
Nope, that's what stealth. Said that under my breath. All right. I want to see
Okay,
inside
okay.
checks. We didn't hear shit.
Oh,
Anywho,
my passive is 18, bro. Come on.
I rolled a 22, sucker.
22? Alright, okay.
That's fine. You can make your catty comments to yourself. You don't have to roll for it. Alright, so yeah,
Yes.
what's the plan?
How about the weapon? Is it any better at holding an enchantment?
Which weapon?
His sword.
The great.
Cavarius's? Well, Cavarius's sword is already enchanted. You can overlay the +2. That'll just cancel out the +1.
Okay.
So yes,
So-
his sword can definitely hold it as well because it's already enchanted.
So I'd explain all of that.
Yeah. So I would say I would, after the explanation's over, I would motion for Cavarius's great axe.
I wonder if you could do that
Stellan.
on like Laz's chainmail. That way you'd stop complaining about needing to have more protection.
No,
But anyway,
this enchantment is only for a weapon. You couldn't put it
Yeah.
on armor.
And he already has like 4 sets of armor sitting in Fort Barry that he wants to wear, so he doesn't get any more.
As
He's
soon as we
fine.
get to town, he will
Yeah.
have his armor.
He's got his armor. He's got we have like 1,300 gold to spend on him. He'll be fine.
Alright, so you're gonna lay the axe on the table?
Yeah, and I'm gonna do this very casually, but since we're gonna be doing the axe instead of the drow short sword that's there, I'll just casually take the drow short sword off, and I'm gonna put it at my hip to replace my rapier, and then I
Okay.
would put the great axe there on the table and start working on it. Just doing that as nonchalantly as I could.
Alright, so a masterworked weapon has +1 to attack but not damage, just for stat wise. This guy is going to come over here, actually a couple of these guys, and say these bodies are starting to smell. As much as I want to keep our people preserved for burial, I think we're going to have to put them outside. And basically, who is it that spoke, Noel?
Nathaniel.
Only when
his-
I've got my thing
Oh,
up. Which I,
no, Garo does. So Garo would translate for you all, because he speaks...
Gotcha.
one problem with that though, the Marazi are turning all the deceased into ghouls. So, are you comfortable with burning the bodies?
Not in here. They would smoke this place.
Well, not in, of course, not here.
Where would we burn them?
Maybe either that or just bring them back to the room, the prison room.
He nods, or they nod. They say, "Yeah, I think we're just going to move them over to the prison room where the other corpses are."
Yeah, and lock the door. Yeah.
All right, so they're
That
going to
was-
do that unless someone objects.
No, I would just ask that somebody go with them, just in case they do something stupid or something stupid happens to them.
Give me All right, who's going with them?
I'm taking advantage of my full rest.
Well,
Jessica's been
you
working
don't
at the
have to. So your full rest you can't take until you go to sleep anyway. It is only I think like 3 or 4 o'clock right now. Let me double
Yeah.
check.
Essentially, all we're doing is we're spending the day doing nothing.
You're just waiting so you can long rest.
Exactly.
Because yeah, it's like 12 p.m. right now. Well, it's more like 1 because you've been doing some things. But yeah, it's going to be a while until you can actually benefit from your rest. So did you say someone is or is not going with them?
That's up to them if anybody wants to go. 'Cause
Ernest,
essentially
will you
we're
go
doing
with
nothing.
them?
Yeah, no problem, Nathaniel.
Give me a d20 roll, please.
Me?
Just anyone.
I want to roll a d20.
Now here's a question. As I've started this I assume at this point I've started this process now where the great axe is on the table and I've started working on it. Do I know enough to realize that if I do get interrupted like I did with the potion, that it would also ruin this effect, or can I drop this and come back and revisit if I need to?
So you can drop it at certain points. The reason why the potion, like usually you could work on something for like a day or two and then stop it. You just can't do it in the middle of your work. So
Yeah.
like you could put a day towards an enchantment, and then like at the end of the day you could go adventure for a week, then come back and continue the enchantment. But you can't interrupt the process while you're working on it.
Gotcha.
If that makes
So
sense. I mean,
so
usually,
right now,
usually you'd be in town in safety when you do things like this, so you wouldn't even have
Yeah.
to worry about that. But being that you're in this dungeon, it's more of an issue. And you don't have to go out, Arnis. You and the gnolls move the bodies and come back, so you're all fine. Nothing
Yeah.
happened.
beautiful. Okay.
All right,
So,
so
yeah.
I'm going to pass time unless someone has something they want to do.
Yeah,
Something
Jessica. So this is the first time she's had a table to work at. She wants to try to work on like her potions or whatever.
Okay.
At the first thing she would try to do is with she'd want to mess with the brand new troll. Was it troll poison? I check.
The contact stuff?
Yeah.
What does she want to do to it?
Specifically, if she could, she'd want to try to augment the application of it from contact to like injury, if that's possible with her hitting the table and supplies she has. Just try to change the method of which she can deliver the poison.
It's definitely unorthodox. Usually you can't. That would be kind of like a research project in and of itself that would probably take some time. If you want to start researching it, you could put a day towards that.
Sure.
Like switching this specific potion. All right, so you work on that for the day, so you can put 1 day towards that project. That'll probably take a couple of weeks to do.
Also, just as a warning, I am using 200 gold of nature components because that's what I know how to work with. Just so that you know, Deska. So we're down to 85 gold of, so you don't assume that we still have as much as we do.
The other, I don't know if you'd allow this, DM, but just I'll bring it up. With Laz out of here, he's been asking like the last 3 times we've had downtimes to finish his holy symbol. Would you allow that for him while he's away?
Yes,
Yes, please.
that's fine.
I was just thinking about that. Like he's asked every time.
He could etch
Am I
that
done with my
into
holy
his
symbol
shield.
yet? Am I done with my holy symbol yet?
Yes, he can etch that into his shield. So Deska, I'll say
I will record it in the journal.
the project will take you 14 days of downtime to research how to turn this troll poison into was it injury poison? Contact injury?
It was contact area.
Or actually, give me a poisoner's kit check with intelligence.
Okay.
using intelligence. Okay. 21 days. Sorry.
Okay.
I was trying to give you less time, but you kind of let there.
I have no intelligence, so it's my own fault.
Once everybody's done doing downtime stuff, there was two things I wanted to run by you, Raven, but I want everybody to get their say first.
Any other downtime stuff for the day?
You see Nathaniel, and I don't know if there's anything that would be an outcome of this, but Nathaniel, now that we've gone through some adventures with this group, is actually starting to actually diligently start to try to actually write a legitimate book / collection of poetry and stories of the this group. And so he's taking all of his journal notes and actually trying to turn them into a cohesive story that he could, I don't know, sell or use to profit off of in the future.
Alright, so you're doing some scribing of stories.
Yep.
Anyone else? Alright, so I will start passing time. Give me a d20 roll.
I nominate Deska.
Okay. Pop. Boom. No double digits.
Out of curiosity, Nathaniel, did you do the immovable rod thing on the door?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
Give me a d100 roll.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
So time passes. It is now the 60th of winter. As the day passes, and you complete your. Well, first of all, spend your food, a day's worth of food for being in here.
Okay.
Don't worry about the NPCs, they're currently feeding themselves.
We already gave him enough rations.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
So it is now the 60th of winter at 7:30 a.m. You all get a full rest.
Nice.
Go ahead and get your full rest.
You know, I
regain
forgot that was the
abilities.
purpose of this.
May I ask
right?
2 questions while people do that?
Yeah. What do you want to ask?
So the first question I had is, I know that as a ranger I get the favorite enemy thing. I don't think it ever came up, and I honestly don't remember exactly what type of enemy I chose at the beginning, because I always remembered like it was just like, hey, use it to track things, and so I didn't really like pay attention to it too much. But I have the favorite foe feature that basically lets me add a d4 when I fight my favorite enemy. So I was going to make my favorite enemy to set it down in stone, make it giants, since we had that encounter with those giants where I took the frost giant eyes that I have saved, just as a reminder of how badly I got injured. And so,
So wait, are you keeping favorite enemy or swapping it with favorite foe?
well, it says the feature replaces favorite enemy. So the only reason I linked favorite enemy is that it says, you choose a type of enemy. So I was just doing that for reference. And I was going to.
Well, I think that's optional though, right? Like you can use favorite foe, but that would replace favorite enemy. So that's a choice you make.
So it's
Yes.
either you can use it to track them or use it to do damage.
Exactly. So one I think gives you more. So you're either better at tracking / the other stuff it does, or you get a little bit more damage.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Track information. You choose one additional favorite enemy as well as an associated language. So if I took favorite enemy as giant, I would learn giant? Question mark.
Is that what it says? Let's see.
It says you choose one additional favorite enemy as well as associated language. Oh wait, no, never mind. That's the
I think that's
bottom.
when it levels up.
And even talking to a certain type of enemy.
Choose one additional favorite enemy. Yeah, so as you level up, you get.
I get more, but the very top it says you have significant experience studying, tracking, hunting, and even talking to a certain type of enemy. So does that mean that by making giants my enemy, I better at talking to them? That confuses me a little bit.
So you're.
I don't.
I don't think it says you gain a language. I think if you can talk to them, you would have advantage. I think that's what that means.
Okay,
Right?
gotcha.
Let me see.
I think so.
Well,
That's what I
it's
think.
weird because then it says you choose an additional favorite enemy as well as an associated language. So like it's weird that at the base level you only are good at talking at them, but when as you level up you get more languages. So that's why there's that disconnect if I don't know how to read that. I do know, and this is me, is that when I
I
first
think
made
what
this
that
character,
means is when you level up, that's when you get an extra language.
gotcha.
That would be my. I mean, yeah, that would kind of be my interpretation. So, like, you have your first two, but you don't necessarily get the languages. At least I don't read that into there.
Yeah,
But when you get one at 6, that one you would get another enemy and you would learn a language.
gotcha. Okay, cool. Easy,
And
easy.
at 14, yeah.
Okay, so then that's both my answers to questions. So I'm just gonna keep favorite enemy and get rid of favorite foe.
Okay, so which enemies do you have favored now?
I'm gonna just make it giants.
But you
Oh.
also choose a type of favorite enemy. So you also get, I think, one of those types because you have like Aberration, Beast, Celestial, and you get 2 races of humanoid.
It says alternatively you can select 2 races of humanoid.
Oh,
instead,
okay,
right?
yeah. So,
Yeah.
so you would have either one of those types and 2 humanoids originally. Then you would have another one. Oh wait, are you not level 6 yet?
No, I'm not 6
Okay,
yet. Yeah, so that's fine.
okay,
Yeah.
That's the
So
disconnect.
I
Gotcha.
just
So you're
wanted to,
giant.
because I recognize that when we fought the trolls count as giant. So I
Yeah.
wanted to get that in now before
Okay.
things got confusing. So yeah.
Gotcha. All right, we're on the same page now.
Okay.
All right, so you would finish the axe and give me a D100 roll.
Was that another one?
There
I
you
think
go.
that's gonna roll the 74. Right? Okay.
Yeah, 98. Okay, so you would successfully enchant the axe, which is now a +2 great axe. It shines
Sweet.
with the new magical energy as the components coalesce into the weapon, trapping a powerful magical enchantment inside of it. Who's going to take the axe?
There he is.
Very well.
Alright, so you take your axe, which feels much lighter now, moving, making you able to swing it quicker and more efficiently. So I assume you're giving your great sword to Estelle, or is that going to
Correct.
someone else?
I mean, I'll look at the others, being like, who can lift it?
I mean, no, I think we all assumed that was the case, that we were doing this
Yeah.
axe so you could have your weapon back and then you can give the +1 to Estelle so she's not useless. I don't say
Alright.
that last part.
Yeah, this is the Mean Girls again. Alright, so you give it back to Estelle and go ahead and mark that she has a +1 greatsword for her attacks now.
Excellent. I will.
Alright, so what's the group going to do? It is now 7:30 a.m. in the morning of the next day.
So I think that at this point, we so you've all been given the down low of the 2 things of the Morezi and the room with the statues and the potential trapdoor. So I know the first thing I would want to do is if we haven't heard anything at all throughout the day and night, the first thing I would do is I would want to personally go over to that door and see how it's holding up, see if they've managed to make a dent in it or if it's been opened. So that's what I would vocalize my intent to do. And I would say if you all want to start investigating this room, in the meantime, I would talk to Nathaniel and Deska because they're normally the ones that aid me in these kind of investigations. And I would point out the statue in the middle and the trapdoor. And they could either go ahead and
So
start
you're
looking
opening
at
the
that.
door.
Yeah.
Alright, so you open the door going back out into the hallway.
I almost feel like we should finish checking that hallway to the south, too.
Who has
Oh,
the
yeah.
light source right now? Is that Nathaniel?
Nathaniel might be okay.
Oh, he's still
Nathaniel
close.
has no. He has one. Sorry.
Okay. I was
Okay.
just curious where the light source was.
And then, did you hit your long rest button, Nathaniel? Because it still
Yeah.
says you're wounded.
Oh yeah. Well, because I can fix that.
Beautiful.
So we're going to the north.
No, I'm gonna go check that room that I locked with the Marezi in it to
You
make
don't
sure
have
that
to-
they haven't broken out.
You don't have to walk over there. I'll say you're heading over there. And the rest of
Okay.
you are going over here.
That was
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Okay. So yeah, the door is still closed over here. It's unlocked
Oh,
as
that's
far as
why.
you know.
I was saying that before we left out of the room, I had ritually cast detect, but
Oh,
I was
okay.
muted.
That's fine. As long as everyone's okay with taking another 10 minutes.
Sure.
I was trying to do it before we left, but I was muted when I said it. When you're
Alright.
like, if we're ready to go.
Alright, so you take
Yeah.
10 minutes and you have detect magic going.
Cool. Okay. Desk is ready.
Alright, who's
Well, that
up
gives
there?
Fitz enough time, right? To go over and check, and we can all go in together.
Oh, yeah, if you want to go before, sure. Fitz, if you went over there, the door is still closed.
If I sit a moment and listen, does it sound like they're actually trying to get through, or does it all quiet?
Well, there's nothing banging against the door, at least not
Okay.
right now. If you want to make an active perception check, you can try to listen in.
I'll just listen in. I'm curious.
Yes, you hear things moving around in the room, so they're probably
Okay.
still in there.
Just doing their thing. Okay. And then then I'll make my way back to the party. Then after I did that.
Alright, so go ahead and pull yourself on in the hallway here.
What's everybody?
So yeah, Fitz would come out of the room with you all in the beginning, and yeah, you're at the door now. What do you want to do?
Open the door.
All
I
right,
will give Cav and Nathaniel Eyes of Night. See in the
Alright.
dark. 300 feet.
So let me add that to who was it?
Cav.
Cav. Oh, it looks like it's still on your token.
Yeah, I think it's still on mine too. How long does it? It lasts for 8 hours though, doesn't it?
No, it
No,
lasts
it's an
for
hour.
1 hour.
Oh,
Alright.
okay. I'll try to
So-
remember.
So yeah, just mark that on the continual effects thing. I wish they would just let you guys manipulate your own like sight and lighting.
That would be very
I
nice.
don't. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess you could cheat, but there's a lot of ways you can cheat. I don't think that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
we're trustworthy. Well, why would you cheat in D?
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of isn't that kind of like antithetical to?
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could not be honest.
We
with your
don't
tokens,
abuse
but-
It was a
people
20. I
or
swear it was
each
a
other.
20.
Alright. But anyway, you push the door open as you see everything looks similar. The creature is still lying dead on the floor. It might be a little bit stinky in here from the corpse after all this time. And you would see the statues as well. Those are the
statues.
two things that stick out right away. There's also some tables in here. There's some signs of a combat that may have taken place, some blood stains that look old, but nothing much else.
Recognize this beast at all in all my studies and histories? Because this doesn't look like something we've seen before.
Give me a Arcana, I think, for demons.
The statues aren't giving off
Yeah,
any
it's the
magic.
demon.
So
You know it is a sire of insanity. You
Like, get any hint as to why it might be here? Any relation to either the building or the people we're engaged with, the drow, anything like that?
you know that these are often allies of the Maw, so that would explain maybe something.
A little bit why it might be here.
You don't know why it would be here in person, because usually demons are summoned, not physically brought into the material plane.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's a little bit odd. but you don't know exactly why it's here now.
Okay.
Now that we have a torch, you said that these two had weapon sheath, but this one was holding something out, it looks like. Can I see what that is, or is it missing?
It's holding something, looks like like between its hands. So whatever it's holding, it's like cupped between two hands, so you can't see it.
Gotcha.
But it almost looks like it, because it's bent down, or the elf woman is bent down on one knee. She's in robes, and she's kind of like putting her hands forward, like in a cupped manner. And it looks like, yeah, it looks as if she's holding something in them, although it could just be the way the statue's designed. Investigation might tell you more, because you already saw that something was weird.
Yeah, I'll do another investigation now that I have some light and I have people with me.
Can I assist
Also,
with that and do it as well?
Yeah, you can both make an investigation.
oh yeah. Just out of curiosity, looking at the statue now that there's light, do any of the statues have any like symbolism on them, like representing either the maw or like anything that I would recognize?
No, these look like elven warriors. Actually, history might tell you something.
I don't have it, so I'll pass. I'll just investigate.
Guy who has everything.
So, these people...
History also aligns much more to me than anything else, so, yeah.
Yeah, so these figures are dressed in attire similar to the rest of this place. I believe it was 11th cycle, I said? Or 10th cycle.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember which one, but they look like they're wearing attire with weapons that would be part of the cycle that they're from. You don't see any markings that would tell you more about like who they are or if they're supposed to be specific people. But Fitz, as you're checking out the statue here, you find that there is one of the fingers that the elf woman has kind of cupping whatever it is. Looks like it can be pulled to the side a little, as if it's like some kind of lever or switch. It's very well hidden, but you manage to see the place where the joint is kind of cracked a little, but it's not actually a crank. It's like it's like a lever.
Yeah,
Ancient pull my finger joke.
literally what I was thinking. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll pull the finger.
Alright, so there is a loud click, and the
What did you do?
hands begin to move, uncupping, to reveal what looks like some kind of dark crystal, which is leaking necrotic energy. Very
As
small
soon as you say
amounts.
what'd you do, I would say, Nathaniel, I think this is your department.
If any of you would ever open up a book, or read a story, or listen to me at all, maybe you could examine some of these things yourself. I step over and start
Sorry,
to...
we all didn't get to
You
go
know
to
what?
school.
You're right. Okay, I'm going to slide a hand, steal one of his books, open it, then I'm going to identify the object, because that's how that works.
Yeah. Sure.
His books are pretty large. It would probably take you a while to read them.
And I actually don't really have any books with me. It's just a bunch of collections of, like, papers and writings and other things like that. I'm a storyteller.
So
All I heard was romance novels.
That's his dirty little hobby on the side. Give me
Oh, don't king shame.
give me a Arcana check, Nathaniel.
Rolling well with that.
So you actually do recognize this crystal.
Yep.
You've seen things like this before and heard stories of dark beings known as Shadow Lords who can create crystals of this type. Generally from absorbing the life essence / energy from living humanoids and storing it in these crystals to make a sort of magical battery.
Is this, as I'm examining this and it's leaking and I'm, like, taking a look at it, I'm like, is this, I'm trying to determine, is this dangerous at all and or why is it leaking and or how charged is it?
Yeah, so actually, Gray, the player, knows more about these.
Yeah,
than
that's
Nathaniel.
why I'm asking as opposed to saying anything.
You aren't sure it's in good condition because of the leaking. You believe that the mending spell can fix it. The mending cantrip. Otherwise, you're not sure how you fix this.
Okay. not a skill I possess, unfortunately. So I would, give these guys a little bit of a lecture of, well, this is a great and dark and dangerous energy. It forms from a shadow lord beings that come from another realm, I believe. I would suggest that we do what we need to do here and leave quickly before really bad things come and kill you all, and I record your deaths.
Deska, hearing that, Deska would think back to the she would wonder if this related to the void energy that I can't remember his character's name at the moment, that he tampered with that one time, and if he failed he would have died. Silas.
It's a
'Cause
void
it was like
energy. Oh, you mean those anomalies?
Yeah, it was like an anomaly or something.
So, void energy is a type of extremely powerful necrotic energy. This crystal is leaking more just normal necrotic energy. You could probably transport it if you put it someplace where it wouldn't get jostled around too much, but it also might wither you a bit to handle the crystal.
So turning to Nathaniel, go ahead, Deska.
The main thing is like this is distinctly different from that energy that I saw at that point in time, and this right here is like a separate.
Do you have Arcana?
No.
Yeah, you remember the person, I think it was a wizard, talking about the different energies, but you probably don't have much experience with that.
The only reason I asked is because we watch Silas literally absorb it into his body and survive. Is why I brought it up. But continue.
Yeah, so that was, you think that was something a little bit different, but again, you don't have much knowledge of Arcana, so it's hard to say.
Mm-hmm.
I would turn to Nathaniel and say, so when you say horrible things happen, does that mean something's trying to break out of that thing, or things are drawn to it? Is it something we should take with us? Is it something that we should try to lock up or destroy? Like, what do you mean?
It is very much a source of great power. I would recommend that we take it with us to study. I don't believe it would attract things per se, other than if we tell people that we have a source of great power. People with seek out power and kill people over power. So that is danger in that sense of the word. There are a great many stories about the pursuit of power, and I start to go off on a tangent.
All right. Why don't we do a quick 5-minute break? You guys can discuss what you want to do, and we can use the restroom if anyone needs to.
Okay.
I'll be back.
And I'm trying to Gray, the player, is trying not to speak too much because I do know a little bit about these people in the game.
Yeah.
Deska would ask, she'd be like, "Can I just purify it or something like that, or is it like?"
It doesn't quite work that way. In fact, the fact that it actually has power makes it quite interesting and worth study. I wouldn't recommend neutralizing it, so to speak. It's more along the lines of we don't want it to fall into the wrong hands. And the fact that it was created here or is here, whoever created it, whoever left here, is likely going to come back and want it.
Like
so from the darkness of the hallway, you hear. So if it's leaking bad stuff and there's dead stuff in there, does that mean dead stuff could no longer be dead stuff?
You use the same word a lot there. I'm not sure what the hell you were talking. Could you work on your English, please?
I'm trying to mimic you.
What can it be used
And that went
for?
right over Nathaniel's head. He thought you were actually talking with him and trying to engage in chat.
So what can it be used for? You say it's great power, but what does it? Is it a spell you cast? Do you just hold it and you're better at doing stuff? Can you hold it?
I'd rather not answer that without Lou here.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't know.
So
Chris.
the
I've
question
seen one of
is
these before, and my friend literally just stuck it in his chest and he was fine.
I mean, go ahead. You're not going to convince me to do it, but
no,
if you
I'm
feel
not. I'm not convincing anyone to do it. I'm just saying I don't know if it's that dangerous.
So just for clarity, it's like a jewel that's dark, and there's stuff seeping out of it.
A small crystal. Think Final Fantasy crystal, dark crystal.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
like you see
gotcha.
a crystal on a pedestal, and there's miasma coming off of it, and you're just
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah. And think.
Now, is that visible? I need to ask Lou this. Is it visible miasma, or
I would guess not. It's more like the Arcana energies. I would guess more than anything.
Yeah, because if
Yeah,
all
'cause
I
you
see
said
is
it
a
was water.
crystal.
Water.
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee real quick while I ponder what I'm gonna do with this thing.
I think one of us should just stick it in their chest. No,
I'm
Go
considering
for it.
just grabbing
Nathaniel, the
it.
player, will, or Nathaniel, the character, will say, "Well, I mean, go ahead and do that, but it might hurt. It probably won't do anything, but it might hurt. But I'd
I
be
think we should
amused
have
by
a
it. So go ahead."
Stellan. We should have a Stellan pick it up.
I mean, Cav probably would do it. Just saying.
I mean, again, feel free, but it's probably not going to do anything.
Yeah, because Lou said it was, what, slowly leaking necrotic energy.
Yeah. But that's
So
like
Arnis would be like, yeah, necrotic's not good, destroy it.
Yeah, but it's like it's like almost like you smell of, well, gas leaks probably a bad example because the gas leaks are dangerous. But like, you smell something, it's leaking a little bit of oil out of your car. Like, okay, big deal. Not good, but not necessarily a bad thing either. Like, it's not gonna. That oil's not suddenly going to infect everything around you.
But it's Fitz. He's got to play around with it for like 6 weeks. He's going to stick it in everything he finds that kind of looks like it.
That's what we
Well,
just
you
gotta
watch
roll
out.
D100
You might be one of those
and
things I
then-
stick it into.
Yeah,
Keep
just
up
roll a
that note.
D100 and that person sticks it in their chest. Boom. Either they live and become a god or die.
I mean, essentially
I like
everything
that.
that
That's one
I
of the options: godhood or death. One, it's more likely going to be boring and it hurts a little bit, and we move on.
So essentially, every secret we found so far has been things that are like valuable, in the sense of like monetary gain. Like we found the gold things, we found the elven recipes, which I'm sure like some collector would want somewhere. And so like when I see this crystal, unless like I can visibly see that there's dark shit happening, so far the information I've gotten is that it's really powerful, and we probably want to hold on to it. But something really powerful like is really also something that can be like pawned off to somebody, like you said, if people are going to be looking for it, well, we put it in the right person's hands, we can get a decent amount for it.
Is it evil?
Or insert it in the chest. Yeah.
Dark things tend to be evil. Yes, that part I would have no problem.
Whoa,
what you're saying.
I'm gonna let that.
Let that slide, Poor Deska and Cav over there.
Well,
pretty
I mean, dark powers. Dumbass.
I'm gonna let that slide too, but
I mean, hey, he said it, not me. I'm just saying. I'm like,
I wasn't gonna
whoa.
say nothing. But first you insult my intelligence, and now you insult my color and my patrons. Like, what's going on here?
No. Calm down, buddy. They didn't mean nothing by it.
I noticed Cav stayed calm because he refuses to be cowed.
Yeah. Nice. You're doing good there, buddy. That's
Oh.
Batman inspiration. Let's put it
Yes,
in his chest.
dies.
Let's find another potion of gaseous form, then just stick the jewel in it and see what happens. He comes to fairy or lumpy space princess over there.
It just blows up, man.
All right. So the first question when Lou comes back is, can us non-Arcana people see like it oozing shit, or is it just a
Do you not
magic
trust
person?
Nathaniel?
Well, no.
Or-
The question is, you've been pretty vague with what to do with it. Besides that, we should take it with us. So,
Well, yeah, it's dangerous, and it's more like we should get the fuck out of here. Is kind of the impression you're getting from Nathaniel.
yeah, but get out of here with it or without it. That's the thing.
With
that
it,
I'm
he
not
said
getting.
take it with us, but he's
Okay,
like,
and so that's what I'm saying is like if Lou comes back and it's and to me a non-magic user it just looks like a crystal, just a dark one, then I'm just gonna grab it and put it in my pack and put it in the treasury. If he
Maybe
does
you could
say-
put it in the pommel of that sword you don't think any of us noticed you took.
I mean, no one said anything about it yet.
Nobody cared.
well, like,
Good,
let's-
exactly.
let's assume, like, just to move things along, if you would suggest that Nathaniel would say something to the effect of, because of its danger and its power, I would actually suggest that I hold on to it just to make sure that we keep it contained, and I know how to handle these things far better than just letting it bang around in your carrying on.
Carry on.
Nathaniel, I don't mean to be rude, but I'm pretty
Yes, you
sure
do.
if... Never mind.
What? What? You got lost? What happened? You're pretty sure
No,
what?
I'm just tired of his shit. I've never done anything to him, and he's just rude to me all the time.
Wait, you can't just say pretty sure and then just stop talking. That doesn't
He
prove any
said-
point.
He cut me off. He clearly didn't want to hear what I had to say. It's fine.
What? When did
Sorry,
he cut
I
you off?
didn't mean to be a jerk.
No, I'm
From-
totally
Oh, okay.
not.
Okay. Well, it's
from
one
the
of those things when you're playing a little guy who's a little sardonic,
yeah.
come off as an asshole, and I
Believe,
don't ever want.
I'm not okay.
From the shadows you hear.
Yeah.
From the shadows you hear. I care what you have to say, Deska. Just not right now. I'm joking.
We're all joking.
All right. Sorry.
All right, thank God, Lou.
All right, now about putting this in my chest. Like,
So
how
about,
does
so about
this-
eating this crystal.
What?
Yeah, we're sterilizing. We're
left us
sterilizing a
with what the
dagger
hell?
right now.
Like rock candy?
Sterilizing a
You're just
dagger to
gonna-
cut in. Yeah.
Just gonna
Yeah.
eat the death magic crystal.
I'm gonna let the smart people talk.
As your
now.
mouth,
Ooh, it's a-
your mouth melts.
So
It's a
first
giant
question,
evil pop rock.
Can us non-Arcana based people actually see that it's oozing like magic, like a
So-
miasma, or does it just?
Yeah,
look
it's like
crystal?
it's kind of like dark or dry ice, but black.
Yeah.
It's a very slight amount. It's not a lot, but you would see it's kind of leaking.
Don't like out of character. Don't you have the mend spell, Deska? Or am I crazy?
You are in fact crazy.
Okay. I must be confusing you with somebody else because I could have swore
Yeah.
like when as soon as they said mend, I'm like, oh yeah, well, cool, Deska's got that, and then nothing ever
Nope.
happened. Okay, JK. So I would turn to Nathaniel and say, okay, well, I mean, I guess all yours. Like,
So yeah, you would know, Nathaniel, that you could carry this, but it would be dangerous if you didn't have something like a bag of holding.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, Lou. I again, not without revealing too much. Like, so Nathaniel knows it needs to be treated with the utmost kind of care and respect. Do we have something like that with us? Anyone? Like,
bag of holding? No, we don't have any magical containers, I believe.
Okay.
Do we?
Do we put it back until we have something?
no, we
can
want to take
put
it
it
with
in.
us.
I mean, you could also, if you have cloth, you could probably just wrap it up in something. But it's definitely safer if it's in something like a bag of holding.
Yeah, what you missed while you were away, Lou, is I talked a little bit about its danger in travel and whatnot. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
You could probably assume that Nathaniel knows most of what Gray knows about this thing.
So yeah, I would. Nathaniel would basically say, I can carry it with me, and I will attempt to keep it as safe as possible. But it would behoove us to find a magical container of some kind. I wouldn't have that ability to create something like that, would I, Lou? Something.
I don't think so. I think only like artificers. I mean, you can create it if you found a recipe, but normally I think only artificers can do that as a class thing.
Was that wasn't one of the things I discovered, was it? What was it? Get my notes here. 1 second. No. Okay.
What is it that Okaru does? Like, did we ever establish what Okaru's abilities were?
He's kind of a rogue.
He's a warrior.
He is a rogue. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, he's closest to a rogue.
Yeah. Okay. I would say,
but he's more of like a town rogue. He's not like a dungeon crawler.
Yeah, exactly. So I would, at that point, I assume you're over there brainstorming how to go about doing that. So while you're doing that, Nathaniel, I would walk over here and I'd start working on identifying this floor, trying to figure out how to open it or where, because I assume it's a trap door, so I'm going to treat it that way.
Alright, so that would be an investigation. Investigation, 24? Or wait, no, that was for the statue, right?
No, the
No,
26
he
was the
just did
statue. 24 is for the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are taking a look at the floor here, and you find an area that you could get a crowbar in between some of the cracks. You're not sure how you're supposed to open this, but you might be able to pry it open with a crowbar.
Do you still have the crowbar, Cav? The one that you used to open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I will. I mean, I would just
Whoa,
see Cav
whoa,
being
whoa,
big
whoa,
and
whoa.
bulky, so I would just motion to Cav and point at the area that I think could be lifted, and I'd say, "Can you help me with this?" And then
Oh, Nathaniel,
Argus.
did you take the crystal?
Yes.
Alright, I need a con save from you.
Ah.
As the
Enemy
withering
kills.
energies are.
That's my boy.
So you do resist it. You feel kind of weird as the magics are affecting you a little. But you managed to get it wrapped up in a piece of cloth while not taking any damage. So you're okay.
How would you like me to record it in my inventory, Lou?
Soul crystal?
Okay. Leaking soul crystal.
Sure, you can say
Nice.
leaky. Leaky soul crystal.
in need of a plumber soul crystal.
Oh,
There you go.
got it.
So I motioned to Cav to help me with this trapdoor, which I think I figured out how to get it open. And we do have like shovels and pickaxes and rope and shit. So like, I could like use a shovel and like stick it in there and just like prop it open too, with Cav helping me.
Nice
Or
crowbar,
Lawrence.
Cav.
Yeah.
I'm about to say crowbar. Jessica takes it.
I had one of those once.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you take an arrow to the knee?
So this body, does it look like it's been like harvested or anything, or is it just like it was killed and then it was left?
It looks like there may have been pieces of it taken. You would guess that. Do you have medicine?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you would guess the drow are the ones that killed it when they came in here. Obviously, you can't know for sure, but it looks like it died fairly recently.
Deska would like to note which parts were taken from this specific thing. So like, without medicine, is there like, could she like visibly see which, if it was picked apart, which parts were picked apart?
Give me, like, why it was picked apart?
Not why, but like, because we've done this so many times where, okay, this part is valuable. Now she's mentally trying to keep track that for
Yeah.
this specific demon, what would be valuable from it. And seeing that someone else did it, she would want to see what they took from it.
Alright, like, you taking notes?
Yeah.
Do you have paper and a quill?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so if you want to expend a piece of paper, do you have... So you don't have Arcana. I guess you
No.
could ask Nathaniel what the different body parts are and what they might be useful for. Or ask someone with Arcana.
If Nathaniel knows, then I'm just not gonna write it down. Hey Nathaniel, do you know what exactly is good like to harvest from one of these bad boys?
Well, of course I know. You would need to do this, and then you would look at the eye. Do you see how it has a slight tinge to the color of it? And then
Yeah,
when
it's
you
like
examine
green.
and Nathaniel goes on and on and on.
What about the horns? Do the horns look
Well,
valuable?
yes, the horns actually can be used in blah 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 blah.
And it looks like they mostly gathered its essence, like you would for something you killed, maybe to help them with some of their magical enchantments. But it does look like some of its nails, a piece of its horn, and a couple other things are missing as well.
Yeah, I was mainly interested because unlike the other ones where they disappeared back, and this one was apparently it was here because it didn't dissipate, right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, that's mainly I was curious. But yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. So you're
Anyway.
trying to pry open the trapdoor.
Yeah, I'm directing Cav where to put his enormous muscles to work.
You're welcome.
Let me just really quick record something.
That Cav opened the door, not Fitz. Okay, good. Thank God. I knew it was gonna work.
No, recording that you completed the ritual for the +2 weapon.
I thought you were gonna say you completed the ritual by grabbing the crystal. I'm like, throw it
It's
away
over.
quick, destroy it.
All right.
Just like that. It's the
Dear
switch.
diary, they done fucked up. I'm happy.
You put a switch in a room.
So
Someone's gonna flip it.
So to pry the floor open, you're probably going to have to use strength.
Okay.
And remember, you are at disadvantage right now, Kavarius, because you're still kind of wounded.
Do you want strength or athletics?
It would be strength. It's not really a contest of like sports or anything. It's just raw strength.
But Deska is judging.
And who was helping?
I was helping by like letting him know where to put his effort in. So I'm not sure if that would like give him just a normal roll or not, or you want me to roll in like to.
So you don't really have to give him that info. You would more just be grabbing the crowbar with him to help. So just be okay. So yeah, the two of you pull on this thing. Cav looks really tired, and you are unable to get it open so far.
See, you should have called me from the start.
Not
Would you like some help?
Yeah,
Here's your crowbar back.
our
I'll
beefy
take
boy
out my
needs some help.
crowbar.
No. I insist. You keep the crowbar.
God, I hate you all. I'll just open this damn trapdoor.
Not athletics, it was straight strength.
Yeah, it's just
Daniel starts to record how many people it takes to open a trapdoor.
All right,
That
so
only takes-
that would be
Barely 4.
+3. Is that Arnis? Because it wouldn't be athletics. Like I said, it would be a strength check.
Yeah, so
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, no,
that's-
that's not so good then. Hold on. Straight
Yeah.
strength check.
Yeah, so it would be a third. I mean, I guess you could just roll again. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's just a straight roll then.
All right. And no one was using
Woohoo!
no one was using guidance or anything, right?
No.
I just rolled a 20, so.
Yeah, so Deska and Arnis get in there, and the two of them working together would be able to pop this thing.
I gotta just go back to guidance again. I always forget.
Yeah, guidance
All right,
is useful for these skill checks. So the trapdoor kind of, or the floor kind of pops open, and it looks like there is a rope attached to a piton that's been hammered into the ceiling here that extends down into the darkness. You can all see very far into the darkness. You would see that this is about a 30-foot climb into a cave below.
Does it smell?
Does it smell?
does it smell like troll?
There's a
Ugh.
stale air coming from below. There is kind of the smell of rot and fungus. So it could be that there are trolls down there somewhere. Doesn't smell pleasant, let's put it that way.
Okay. Deska would ask, alright, let's make
Also,
inventory.
Arnis, you would be over by the trapdoor right now if you were prying it open.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mark.
did
I just
notice
have
you guys-
really long fingernails.
Ew!
Oh, you're like
Hey.
that one world's record guy?
45 foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just saw that the other day.
Deska would be like, I gotta take inventory because I did notice the other day you guys used a lot of torches. How many torches are we rocking right now? Because
We
we're
used-
dealing with trolls, we're gonna need them.
And we need oil. So we should probably go back and see if there's any flammable liquids.
I have a thing of oil, but I only have one.
I don't have any.
What about that room where you guys were like making stuff?
I don't
Oh,
think
you have
there's
the
any-
torch, right, Nathaniel?
I've been using a lightstone primarily. When we burnt them, I pulled
Yeah, but I
my
just mean,
oil out.
It would be on
Yeah.
you because right now it's laying by the door.
Oh, sorry. Shit.
That's fine.
So as we get this waft of air from there and we see it, it's like I look around. I'm like, do we want to continue exploring, or do we want to just get out of here since
Oh.
this is essentially our objective?
That's probably where the Dark Elves retreated to, so I'm guessing it must lead somewhere.
We examine this table. Sorry to change.
Oh, yeah, it's all garbage.
Okay.
Yeah, so you saw there's just a bunch of really old weapons on there. It looked like they're all
Apologies.
falling apart.
And how far down? How far is the drop? You said from here
30
down
feet.
to.
30
Okay,
feet.
yeah. I just jumped down then. I'll make
Oh.
the decision.
All right. So
All right.
you
I
fall
sigh.
in. How are you dealing with the damage?
Slow
Slow fall.
slow fall allows me to drop 40 feet with taking no damage, so that's what I'm
Okay,
gonna do.
so you and just do a kind of a roll as you hit the floor down there.
I jump in, I wave, and I drop. Yeah.
There's some kind of slimy material on the floor down here as you kind of splat into it a little. Doesn't seem to be dangerous, but it's kind of gross.
That's fucking
Okay.
gross.
Floor is a gelatinous cube. Have fun.
I know, right?
It's over.
As Arnis disappears into the darkness, but he made it regrettably.
You hear from down below.
Do we hear the splat of his feet in the
I
ooze or
mean,
whatever it
you
is?
probably would hear kind of like a little bit of a splurt noise.
Macaroni in a
That's
pot?
grimace.
That's
Go ahead
some
and
wet ass.
link the ability that you, the slow fall ability, Arnis. But yeah, I mean, a bunch of you can see down there. It's only 30 feet, so you would see like him hit the floor and roll, and looks like he's fine. Yeah. So what do you want to do?
I would look at Cav and say, why don't you grab Garu and Estella and the rest, and I guess this is our exit out of here.
Okay.
Oh wait,
And then
you so you do reduce damage. You don't eliminate it. So let me see, how much damage would you reduce? 5 times your monk level. What level are you?
8.
8.
It's reduced by 40 damage. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're fine. Okay. Yeah, you're fine. Oh,
Unless you fall on your face on a spike. Yeah.
yeah.
Since he went down there all on his own and has no way to come up, maybe we
There's
just
a rope.
Oh, there's
go
a
out the
rope.
front door.
I
Oh.
shake the rope when I hear that. Clank, 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 clank.
Yeah, you assume the drow probably put this rope here when they climb down, but there's actually a knotted rope, so it's pretty easy to climb down.
I'll go ahead and after talking to Cav about getting the survivors, I'll start climbing down and join.
I'll hold the rope. That way it's not waving all over the place because it fits and he's about as athletic as a pumpkin.
Alright, well, with a knotted rope, the 30-foot climb is easy enough that you don't have to roll.
Yeah.
So you come down the rope, and yeah, there is some kind of weird, gross gelatinous material on the floor down here. Do you have nature?
I do have nature.
Give me a nature check.
Boop.
Huh. What is this? You would guess it's some sort of dead slime, but you don't know which one. Something killed this probably recently, within the last few days.
Are there? I can either make another nature check or investigation check, but would I see any tracks from the drow as they would have left, or anything?
That would be perception to find the tracks, and then nature to follow them. So 19, yes, you do see some signs of passage.
No, that's just a 10. I rolled in that one.
Yeah, but you get your passive if you roll below it. With perception.
Oh, that's right. My 19 passive wisdom. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. JK. I see what you're saying.
So yes,
So I would.
you do see signs that probably, and you guess it's a drow because it's a decent amount of footprints going to the north through the cave.
Is there only one way to go once we're down here, or are there multiple ways to go?
There are a couple of different ways.
So at this point, I would be waiting for everybody to catch up, including Garo, because Garo is the one that told us about this place, so he might have more information on where to go from here. So I would wait.
Garo, yeah.
Keep
All
an eye
right.
out.
So you want to bring the your former prisoners in here as well?
Yeah,
That's
right.
what I-
Like
Oh.
this is what we were kind of looking
All right.
for was
So
a way out.
Yeah, we'll assume you brought them, so they're all in here.
Yeah. Especially.
Garrow would say, yes, this is it. I think I can find the underground cave passage from here. Using the knowledge that I had gained from looking around.
Now, is that the passage to go to the cultists or to get away from here? Because I can't remember exactly what he was going
He says
about.
the underground areas, these caves down here are extensive from what I had gleaned. I believe that there is a way out as well as a way deeper into the cultist base.
Finally, progress. Ugh.
So I'm assuming we're all down here, right? Like all the Minotaurs,
Yeah, I
all the
came
nobles,
down.
the party
Make our way
is
down.
here.
Yeah, if you all
Yeah.
want to climb down, that's fine. So we'll say you
Yeah.
all climb down into the cave.
As long as everybody's okay with that. Not
Yeah.
to speak
Yes.
for anybody.
I was coming down anyway.
Okay. So once we're all down there gathered and Garo gives us that exposition, it'd be like, so one way is deeper into the caves where we might be able to find the cult leadership, and another way is a way that you think you can lead everybody out to safety, correct? Garu?
Yes, he says, I think that some of these underground caves lead to the west, back to the entryways, to safely exit this area. And I also believe some others will lead kind of southeast into the Inagu cultist main area.
Okay. So then the question is, so now with that out the way, I turn over to Okaru and I said, Okaru, you're out of the prison now. Like, you can follow these guys to get away from this cave system. What information do you have for us?
And he says, well, the treasure I have hidden is nowhere near here. It's back closer to where my home area is. If you want to take me out of here to the west, if we get back into the main cave system, I could probably find my way to it from there, but it might take several days to reach that area.
So if we go to the west, that's us leading them out of here and leading us closer to where he is so he can give us our payment. Or we can just go ahead and go southeast now and get closer to our original objective.
Yeah, try to figure out a quiet way into the cultist base to hit their leadership.
I
And
would
you
turn
do
to
still have your armies assembled, I think it was a day to the west of here. You don't know what their status is, if they've attacked or if they'd stayed there, because you haven't been in contact with them.
Well, so this is, here we come at a crossroads, literally, and so this is where I turn to the group and say, so we know what our original objectives is. This is a clear way for them to get out of here. So is this where we split ways? Or would you feel more comfortable if we went with them to the west to get them further out before doubling back? I personally would rather just, since we see a route to get to the cultists, to go ahead and do it now, just because I need to try and do this whole time. But
Yeah.
Garo says, you had mentioned that you made peace with one of the other tribes, correct?
yes, the long spear and the
The long spear you kind of got killed, but yeah, the sharp rock.
Oh my
they got themselves killed. All right, they
I
should have
can't.
rolled
Yeah,
better on
it
deception.
keeps getting put on
Raven,
us.
your Raven guy, who is dead now, but he attacked some guards who were, searching the village, and yeah, that kind of got them in trouble, and then they all got killed. But whoever's fault it is, there's a few of them left.
Let's not argue over who killed
Let's not
who.
bicker and
Yeah,
argue about who
the
killed
point
who.
is, we got you out of the prisons.
Point
We
is,
have
the
the
Raven's
armies
dead.
to the west, including the other Knoll tribes that were the Shroom. God, what were the
The
other
Sharp
tribes?
Rock. So there's the Sharp Rock, the Deep Fang, and the Wildfire.
No, but the ones that were outside, the ones that were originally.
Oh, the Shroom Shield.
Yeah, the Shroom Shield are ones that are
Dosha's
outside.
people.
Yeah. So we have the Shroom Shield on the outside with the army, somewhere to the west. We have the Sharp Rock to the north.
Garo says, I can try to make my way through the caves and assemble the Sharp Rock. If they are allies with you, maybe I can bring them to your people to the west of here to bolster their forces. But I don't know what do you want us to do at this point? How can we assist in your final goals?
One second. You can get out of our way. And that's what I say. I'd say you've done your part. We've done ours so far to get you out of here. So I think at this point, if you can lead your people and Cav's people to safety to the armies and let them know that we're still on mission, the shroom shield out there will help protect you. And
He says,
we
"All right,
can-
I'll." Or go ahead. Sorry.
I totally forgot about the mission. No, I'm sorry. That was Mike talking to Mike. Okay, we're good.
Yeah. So I'd say we can, like at this point, we can stop making detours and we can finally get to the cultists like we've been wanting to this whole time.
Are you sure about that? I'm not so sure about that.
Sure about what? Killing the
Being
cultists?
able to not go on detours at this point?
I mean, it'll be nice to have, the peace and quiet of just you and Arnis and talking, versus everybody else here.
So Garrow will.
Did you just accuse Nathaniel and I of being the two that talk the most? I'm really having a hard time doing the math with that.
Anywho, you were saying, Lou?
Garrow would say, I can certainly get our people out of here, what's left of the Long Spear, and I can try to get to the Sharp Rock Village and have them come with us as well. If you do attack the main base, you'll most likely be dealing with many followers of Inago. Are you sure there's nothing we can do to maybe disrupt the Wildfire or the Deep Fang, the remaining two enemy tribes?
I mean, the last time a tribe got involved with us directly, they got wiped out. That's what happened to the Long Spear. The Sharp Rock, as of yet, hasn't been, as far as we know, no one knows that they've turned, that they've allied themselves with our cause. So they should be safe for now. And as far as they're concerned, you've all been wiped out, so you're not a threat either. So
Well,
I'm not willing to say go off and create problems, because I honestly don't think that you guys can handle any problems. And as for us, well, I mean,
This is alright. Well, I will just try to get all our people out safely then. Is there a way, do you have any magics perhaps that you can communicate with us using?
Don't have sending, sorry.
Okay. In that case, do you have a message you'd like us to deliver to your armies?
just tell them that do they still know us as the Goodberries? Or
Probably.
yes, I would say let them know that the Goodberries are on task, and that whatever distraction they can be, as we talked about before we came out here, because I assume it's been like a week since we were last with the army at this point.
It's been a while. You've taken several days.
And just to
Probably.
recap, originally we brought the armies to just be a big distraction, so that way while the cultists are all just like, we're being invaded, we can do what we've been doing, which is sneak around.
So as far as you know, they have been attacking the cultists. It's hard to know what the armies have been doing. They might be at the gate right now, sieging them, for all you know.
So then my message for Gara would be, tell them that the Goodberries are on track.
So just quick interruption. If you want to, because you do have paper and ink, you can write a message if you want to type something out for the message you want to give them. But if you want to just give me a quick description, I can just kind of wing it.
I
Do you
mean,
have a preference?
Deska, will you allow me one of your pieces of paper and quill? I'll take that as a no.
She's muted.
I know she is.
Is she AFK maybe?
My bad, I didn't realize. Deska at this point is like, I really just get the job done. But
I'll buy you new paper if we can write a note and get the hell out of here.
Exactly. I will reimburse you for the paper, like I said before. But if you'll allow me,
I'm not that big of a penny pincher. Here, take the paper.
What? Anywho,
So I'm
gonna write a quick note.
All right. So you give him a piece of paper and your ink. So minus a piece of paper, and I guess just send me the message in Discord. What it's gonna look like.
Just so you guys know, I'm down to my last 3 sheets of paper.
Excuse me.
You all likely would have noticed that Nathaniel has large stacks of paper and ink with him.
And a ton of
Jessica
books.
will give you the biggest stare.
Like, you guys haven't ever asked Nathaniel for it. You've always just asked Jessica.
Hey, you want to share some?
Would you like to share your paper, Nathaniel?
I've been trying to take my notes on my poison, and I had to start sharing pages because I was running low.
Are you actually asking?
Yeah, she would ask for a couple.
Okay. Oh, yes, of course. I can always have respect for a fellow historian and note taker. What are you studying these days?
Well, it's a mixture of cartography with a bit of scientific, keeping track of my scientific experimentation and theories, such.
I would love to read it over when you're done. But yes, here, have 4 sheets of paper here, and actually, I'm out of vials of ink, but I can. certainly give
Here's
you
a
4
question that we should
sheets of paper.
resolve. Cav, is the Stellan going with them and leaving, or is the Stellan staying with us?
I think Estellan would go to protect them.
Estellan would say these caves are dangerous, so they could use my help, but I also would be happy to stay with the group as a bodyguard. And yeah, she's going to leave that up to you, Cav. What do you want her to do?
I'll send her to keep the
Increase their chances of survival.
correct.
Okay.
So bodyguard, like your Cavs bodyguard.
She says, "I am Cav's tribe member. We hunted together many times, and we grew up together.
But you said bodyguard.
So, well, she wouldn't have said bodyguard. If I
Oh, okay.
said bodyguard, I misspoke. But yeah, she would also want to protect her tribesmen. But she knows that you guys are going into a more dangerous fight. So yeah, she's gonna leave it up to Cav. And Cav, you said you wanted to go with the tribe and the Knolls.
I do.
Okay, so she agrees. She says, "Very well. I'll keep an eye on our people, and hopefully, I will see you again soon." And she goes and kind of gives you a hug. Says,
Aw.
"Stay safe."
Keep them safe.
I will, to my dying breath. I swear it.
It's better if you don't die, actually. Just saying.
Yes, I know that, she says. I will make sure. I'll try not to.
I will turn to so the message I just sent to you, and so I'm going to give that to Garo, and turning to Estellan and Okaru, I would say this is where we're going to part ways, Okaru. But
Wait,
still
where did
has
you send the message? I don't see it.
Oh, sorry, I whispered it to you. I thought that's what you told me to do.
In Discord?
Oh no, I whispered to you in Roll20. Sorry.
I didn't even get in Roll20.
Oh, that's weird.
Or wait, did I? Hang on. Oh, never mind. I did. I'm a liar. Yeah, I guess we can. Forget. Let me copy paste it, or else I'm gonna lose it and everything. I'll just make a note.
If you want to put it in the main message area, I can include it in the journal.
Yeah. So
I'll put in
see.
the.
Well, hang on. I'm about to.
You got it.
So you should see at the top of the journal right now Fitz's note, which I'm going to put in game notes. So it'll be in game notes, and yeah, you can copy paste and put it wherever, but I'll keep it in there for now. Okay, so you give that note to the group, to Garo and all them, and he says, "Alright, I shall deliver this, and hopefully we will see each other again soon. We are going to be heading north towards the Sharp Rock, and from there we're going to head west, but it'll probably take a while." And he goes to shake, I guess, Fitz's hand. You've been kind of the impromptu leader.
I'll shake his hand, and I would turn to Okaru and I would say, "This is where we part ways. We've upheld our end of the bargain. Now it's up to you to survive and get home. But with these people, you should be okay. we're not going to be able to collect our reward, but I would ask that as you all leave and head westward, once you've collected the sharp rock, that whatever cut you were going to give us as payment, you give to Estelle and Garu, and they can take it with them. Something to help them, rebuild, and something that we can then, collect on once we get out of here. Because I'm sure we'll see them again, but I don't know about you so much.
I will. If we can get back to where the treasure is hidden, I will give it to them and let them handle it. And thank you for getting me out of there. I owe you all my life.
You're welcome, William.
Just kind of sighs. All right, so they're going their separate ways. Now, let me just make a note.
Now,
of
to be
when this is
clear,
happening. It's about 8 a.m. right now.
With the 19 I got earlier, I saw the drow also went northward.
Yes.
So I would relay that information to Garu. I would tell him that the drow have gone north and they played fair with us before, but that doesn't mean they will again. So just to be extremely wary. And if they can't, at any point they see that they can't make it northward to get to the Sharp Rock, then they should just head west and leave it be, so they don't get wiped out.
He nods. He says, "We'll keep an eye out for them."
Okay.
Let me just make a quick note of this.
Cav, if you and Estelle need to, take a moment, we'll look away, say your goodbyes.
We had our moment.
Why would you have to
okay.
look away? She says.
In public, wow, kind of bold.
Pervert.
She just arches an eyebrow at you.
I said a look away. How am I the pervert? Jeez Louise, giving you.
I opened my eyes wide.
While rubbing my hands together.
Active perception. What do I see?
All right. So yeah, they leave on the 60th winter at 8 a.m., going their own way. What does the group want to do?
Thank you, Estella.
For everything.
She just nods and says, "Thank you."
You're
Jerks.
welcome for our great sword.
Oh,
and
can we get that
ruler.
great sword back and
She,
give her a
she
dagger?
said, she said the jerks thing under her breath because she wants to.
Yeah.
She wants to be a mean girl too.
Of course she does. Yeah. All right.
Everyone's a mean girl in this group.
Okay.
I've been a jerk.
Respect
It was more
She's
just
out
like a collective jerks. Not
She's out of
targeting-
Gucci gang.
She's
out of the
she's
Gucci
out
gang.
Of the Gucci gang. That's it.
it.
All right. So yeah, what do you all want to do?
Well,
We're
we
heading
need to
southeast.
start heading the direction, and of course, we need to go on the very first detour we find, open every door, and go down every passage on our way to our objective.
Yeah.
Excellent
So if
plan.
you find any temple, I want to go inside it. Any door, I open it, no questions asked.
Side
If there's a
quest.
button, I want to
Just
push
wanna
it
kill
3
them
times.
so we can go back to
It's
town.
like Skyrim. You're going across the like a river to see something. It's like, oh look, there's a dungeon here. Let me go do this.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh look.
3 days later, you're like, wait, what was I doing?
It's like, why am I not at Whiterun yet? What happened?
Yeah, where am I? What's going on? I've been through like 8 dungeons. All right, so give me a. Let's see. You already have the trail. Are you just gonna? You said you're not following the drow, so you're just gonna try to pass.
No, we're heading to the cultists. Yep, we're heading down the tunnel, the direction you told us to go to. So that's what I'm going to try to do, is lead us
All right.
unerringly in that direction.
So you need to pathfind. Give me survival checks.
Yeah, and I want to
to
say
2
for
of you.
favored, is favored terrain still a thing? Depth explorer.
Anyone have
Yeah.
better than a +4?
Wow, you here flexing? Hold on.
Yeah, and this, I'm pretty sure these are my favorite terrains, but I
No, I've got the same thing, Nathaniel.
Okay. Yeah. Well, what's your favorite terrain?
Oh, it's already reflected. Choose one of your skill proficiency. Your proficiency bonus is doubled for any ability check you make. So that's why I have +9 in survival. So that's fine.
All
But
right.
yeah. So
So yeah, someone else give me a survival, or is it just Fitz who's gonna be doing this?
Go ahead, Arnis.
Oh, I just have a 4. Okay. Huh?
I mean, generally, you and I are doing some sort of scouting stuff together.
Yep.
So that
It makes more sense than Nathaniel.
Yeah.
Alright, so you're traveling through the underground cave system that's a little bit below this place. This is actually a pretty. Some of these areas are more extensive than others. Fitz, do you have, or do you all have light as you're down here?
I would have my light stone out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fitz, as you're moving through the caves, you would note something odd. One of the tunnels has some markings on it. Give me a survival or a nature check. Your choice. Oh. Yeah, so this tunnel looks like it was dug out by something, but nothing natural. Because you're fairly familiar with the type of tunneling enemies that move through the cave systems. You've not seen this before. It almost looks like something like, I don't know how to describe it. It looks unnatural to you, this tunnel that was created here.
Like, it's unnaturally big for what I would expect. It's the way it's dug is unnatural.
The way it's
shaped.
dug. Like, kind of the way the markings look very symmetrical for something digging through stone, which is usually
Yeah.
more chaotic.
Exactly. Huh. Now that is the tunnel we're following, or is
No,
that one of
this
the
is
side tunnels?
this is as you're going, kind of making your way southeast. There's this kind of offshoot tunnel that's going through the area. It looks like it was coming from the north east and going southwest. Or sorry, no, opposite. It was coming from the southwest and going northeast. But yes, it looks unnatural to you, which gave you kind of pause. It's not in the direction you're going, but it might make you a little bit curious as to what this is.
Yeah, like I would visibly, like, as we're walking and like Arnis and I are leading the way, I would like just stop and I would come over and I would like put my hands on the wall and just feel like the symmetrical grooves as it's going, and just how big and how tall is the actual tunnel itself that's been dug out this way.
So it looks like it is about probably like a 25-foot diameter circular tunnel. So pretty big.
That's a huge fucking tunnel.
Yeah.
And there's nothing that I would know to be that big to be needing to tunnel
I
something.
mean, there are large tunneling creatures, but the markings don't coincide with what you know about them.
Okay. Is it a... I don't know. Yeah. No, I don't, like, there's no information I could possibly glean beyond the fact that it's unnatural. And, like, if I look on the ground, there's no shavings, there's no, like, chipping of any, like, material beyond stone.
It's circular, and yeah, that's another weird thing. Usually it would leave behind, like, kind of like smaller rocks, like the remains of the tunnel being dug through, but it's just like they're gone.
It's like swept clean.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll make a mental note of that, and if anybody, like, I won't say anything, but yeah, I'll run my hand along the wall and I'll look perplexed, but then I'll just keep going, and that's going to go on the mental shelf because I don't know what exactly to do with that information.
So you don't mention it to anyone?
I don't mention it specifically, like I'm not going to vocalize like my thought process of what you just revealed to me, but I would go over, like they would see me go over there and feel it.
And you all would notice this large 25-foot circular tunnel that definitely does not look natural.
Yeah.
That's a big...
It's a big sandworm.
Yeah, fucking dune up in here. Yeah. No, I would, if anybody has any questions, I would, remark on how unnatural it is, but, like, there's no more information that I have, so I'm just going to keep moving.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this was dug by anything you know. But it does look like it's ancient. Like, you don't think this was dug anytime recently. Like, maybe... Yeah, it looks like it was a long time ago.
Okay. That goes on the shelf.
All right. So you don't want to look into this any further. You're just going to keep going.
Yeah, no, we're on a mission. I'll make it like we've I
But
guess
detour.
yeah, I know a detour. Oh my, you know what buttons that could be left unpushed. No, I'm gonna make a mental note, and I
Oh.
would say
The
go
other
ahead.
thing that might be a little bit off about this is that there are, looks like large footprints, as if something walked through this tunnel after whatever dug it.
How large are these large footprints?
They look like they coincide with something that might be about 9 or 10 feet tall.
Like the fungal giants we met before?
More
Or the hill giants?
solid, less like footprints, more like booted feet. But again, these are also very old tracks. Like
Okay.
you don't think this was recent. Whatever
Yeah.
made this tunnel and whatever made these markings went through a long time ago.
Okay. I make a mental note. Yeah, but yeah, we'll keep moving southeast.
Okay. So you continue through the caves. These caves, other than that, look fairly normal. Give me a d20 roll.
Nathaniel, have you had a chance to roll a d20 yet?
Not today.
Go for it.
Hit it.
Okay. So you continue to make your way through the caves.
We're off the grid now, boys.
Let's go.
And grill.
A couple of hours pass as you're going through these tunnels.
Now, the whole time we're traveling, like, beyond the weird cave we went that bisected ours, are there any other tracks, or does this tunnel look pretty abandoned, as in pretty less traveled?
No, you don't think anything's been through these caves in a long time. At least these particular ones, you don't see any signs of footprints.
And have we noticed, beyond the initial note saying that there might be trolls down here, have we noticed any signs of anything living down here, or it's just abandoned tunnel and a straight shot?
These caves, I mean, there's probably been small, like, areas where there was maybe some lichens or fungus growing, like natural ecosystem of a cave, but
Yeah.
you don't see anything like big troll footprints or like troll droppings. So you don't think if there are trolls, you don't think they're in this area.
Okay. All right. Good luck, Garu.
So give me. Let's see. It's probably about 12 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. Your dark vision has worn off. But you get to a spot in the caves where you start seeing what look like very old signs of passage. Nothing recent
Okay.
with your natural 19.
Yeah. Nothing recent, but it's like in the direction we're traveling in, or we're seeing more caves, more offshoots, and more signs of passage.
Well, there's been tons of offshoots. These caves are fairly extensive, but these look like they may have been made. Like it's not. How do I describe it? Like I guess it is kind of footprints, but also like maybe markings that have been made close to like a century ago, or even older.
Okay. Because essentially at this point, so we know, so for very surface knowledge, what we're at is we know to the southeast is somewhere where the cultist leadership might be, their headquarters.
Yeah.
And so as we get closer to this area, it makes sense that I would start looking for passages that look like they've been traveled in more recently, so that I can finally put us on the right passage that would lead us to the cultists. Because as far as we know, they sometimes use these passages, but they just don't know all of them, so that a lot of them are unmapped. but they do use them. So eventually we would run into signs of passage that are recent.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm looking for,
You-
essentially.
Yeah, and you would guess these aren't actually. These probably weren't made by the cultists, unless the cultists have been here for like over 100 years, which you don't think they have been. There may have been something else living down here a long time ago. That's what may have made these.
So yeah, so essentially I'll unless something jumps out on us, then I would keep the party moving in this direction, and that's what I'm actively looking for, is to start looking for signs of passage so we can follow them and hopefully lead to the cultists.
Give me another survival check. Again, you can have someone help.
My
you.
god.
Alright.
Uh,
So you come to an area of the cave where you see more signs of that strange digging, but this time it looks like a large area has maybe been dug out on purpose instead of a tunnel. And there are signs of old, this looks like it may have been some kind of barracks, as there are signs of old bunks, weaponry, and some connecting hallways going to various rooms. And again, the markings look like something dug these out.
How big are these bunks?
Well, they're made of stone. Looks like there's some debris. They were kind of the size of, look like humanoid bunks. Like 5-6 feet tall creatures.
So the bunks are humanoid shaped, but the footprints are still giant?
Oh no, none
Like
of the footprints
giant
here are
size?
giant. No.
Okay, gotcha. So no. So what we can understand, so clearly something was digging through that was really large, and then somebody else found it and turned these areas into repurpose them. So
Yeah, well, the footprints from that other tunnel before aren't present here.
they're not here, right? Okay, cool,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so that might have been something else. But yeah, it looks like a series of connecting rooms that may have been some kind of living area at one point, dug out by whatever it was that dug out that 25-foot tunnel.
And you said this all also looks pretty old, nothing recent.
Yes. These passages kind of twist and turn in various directions. It's actually somewhat extensive. Do you want to explore this area or just try to kind of move past it and move more southeast?
Well, I would say it would make sense to me.
Exactly,
What's-
Detour.
Yeah. Well, here's my thought process is that the cultists obviously haven't built anything here. They've just taken stuff over, just like anybody does when they're in ruins. So if there's a bunch of ruins here that have already been dug out as hallways and rooms, then maybe this might be where they've been settled because it's already built for them, right? So, so I would actually once we get to and I see that there's it's starting to look more man-made because we have all these connecting hallways and rooms. I would actually want to stop and check them out just to see if I can get any signs that maybe the cultists are this is like the basement of the cultists or somewhere upstairs using the rest of these ruins as a base because it's already been done for them. The work's been done for them. And I would vocalize that to the group saying, there's a chance that they would just take over these ruins. So we might want to look around to see if we can find
You don't think they've been down here. There's no signs of recent usage of this area. You would
Okay.
guess that this is just somewhere near where their base is.
Okay. So if that's the case, if that's the information I'm getting, then no, then I would keep us on course then.
Okay, so you're gonna try to move through these man-made tunnels more southeast of here then.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're going through the tunnels, you find something strange. Give me a moment.
Are you sure it's not odd?
Odd, strange, you know.
peculiar.
One of those hits a little bit closer to home.
Wait, did I get the right map?
Is it a map full of gold?
Backflips.
Oh wait, no, I think it was this one. Alright, so... you come into an area of the caves because you're back outside of the dugout places. And you think you see lights up ahead. So let me position your group so you know what this looks like. Wait, it's lighting. Oh, it's mislighting us. Okay. Alright, so you're coming into this map in the northwestern area.
Well,
And you think you see a very odd-looking metallic thing up ahead. There's
What
probably
is-
no better way to describe it.
Yeah.
is it of the size and circumference of the tunnels that were dug?
It might be. You're kind of far away still. And this doesn't have to be the order you're marching. I'm just bringing you all onto
Okay.
the screen.
If I can see it, I have vision of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think you can all see it because of the lighting, or at least part of it.
Oh, okay.
And we also will be lit up.
Yeah. So you can pull a torch out for yourself if you have one for your light stone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely odd looking, especially from a distance.
Fuck. So if we see lights in the distance, I would ask Nathaniel to turn his light stone off and see if
Just
like we
pull it
came
After
in
I
with
pull it out, you tell me.
well
to turn it
because
off.
we came in with light, so that was Raven's
saying,
chance to have anybody notice us. So
Actually, no. Well, because it's been past an hour, so I would have not have dark vision anymore.
Yeah,
No,
no,
but-
it's been like 4 or 5 hours you've been
Yeah.
traveling the cave, so
Well, I guess there's enough light down the hallway that I'm okay
Yeah.
without it for now.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cautiously get to the edge, moving slowly, and I can roll a stealth check whenever you want me to. But I'm going to get to the edge of the darkness to see exactly if I can perceive any sounds. Does that count as darkness, or is because it's little wool that it's not?
yeah, you're fine there.
Okay, and then I'm basically going to do a perception check to see if I can hear. So now I have a better view of this monstrosity, and what am I looking at?
You have no idea. It looks like some kind of metallic construction, but I mean, you don't have. I assume you don't have like history or.
No, yeah. That's
So,
being made of metal.
history or arcana might tell you something about this. Either one would be a disadvantage.
Yeah,
Any of you can roll if you have it.
I'm not even gonna bother. It's outside my realm of.
I roll both.
Yeah,
Either one is
if you have
particularly hot.
training.
I
yeah,
mean, jack of
so-
all trades.
Yeah, so you no, you this thing looks very fascinating to you probably, but you have no idea what it is.
And then once I get here, I'm one to beyond being gobsmacked by this thing. I would want to listen for any signs of passage or of people working or moving around this area, since there are torches lit.
So those aren't actually torches, those are light stones. They
Oh,
look like
okay.
they might be continual light rocks. For those who have spells. Almost like flares
It's the
put
same
down to
ones-
light the area up.
Are they? Remember when we first had to get past the watchtower and it had all those like light stones like around the area?
Yeah, it would be similar to those, though. I think those were actual like light spells. I don't remember. These look different. I'll say that.
Okay, gotcha.
So you don't think it was put down by those people?
Okay. So, okay.
How well lit is this?
I mean, it's lit pretty well.
So it's
You
not
don't-
shadowy.
Cavarius, what's your dark vision normally? 0?
0.
Alright, I have to remember you guys don't have your 300 feet anymore.
Only I.
Daniel's coming along with not having his light out, but he's not going to wait too much longer.
Right.
You guys.
Well, you guys can move forward. Like,
yeah,
you
we're
just
like.
need- yeah. Yeah.
Come on. We're gonna move up a little.
Because you get, because I imagine you all see this thing. So like, I'm not saying you guys can't move forward. You can do whatever you want. I would assume that you would all look at this and be like, "What the fuck?" and like come forward and like, yeah, like I'm not like, yeah, this is bizarre to say the least. So I've got nothing right now. So, and I don't hear the passage of anything in this area right now. It seems all quiet.
Nope, it seems unsettlingly quiet.
And it's not on. There's no like movement or any noises that the thing is making.
No.
And does it look maintained or does it look abandoned?
It looks very abandoned, like it's been here just sitting for gods know how long.
It looks like an abandoned piece of machinery.
Alright, everybody hang on. So as
Yep.
you step forward, you would notice to the northeast of you, behind some cave rocks, there is a large stone statue. And as you come into view, it begins to move and says, trespassers will be crushed. Roll for initiative.
Where are we hearing this at the very least?
It's from the
Oh.
north.
Oh, I barely. Okay, I just barely saw until he moved it. I barely saw.
Dang it. I got 2 12s. Let's go.
Remind me.
And
I
it's
should have
spoken
last
common,
time.
right?
Yes, it said that in common. And
And
it
I get
is
it from,
moving towards the group now.
The name of-
Way to go,
Vigilant,
Fitz.
and I always give it to myself.
Oh, shut your mouth. You were literally, it's just by pure luck that I moved ahead of you.
Alright,
I was
so-
sticking near Nathaniel like I always do in these situations, so he doesn't get whacked.
It's okay. It's okay. Who could have known that the stone thing would move?
Alright, so the first act is going to be Fitzgerald.
Thank
So
God.
yeah, you
Yeah.
see it start moving towards the group. What do you want to do?
So these are light stones, right? So is it possible, like, is there any item interaction I can do with a light stone to disrupt it? Like, is it something where I can just, like, item interact, grab it, and toss it away? Or try to break it? Or that-
Sorry, give me one moment.
Very good.
Let's just blind our best fighter, Fitz.
What do you mean blind? What are you talking
There's
about?
2
What
rocks.
is- Yeah. Let's not be taking all the lights out.
I didn't say
one.
take all of them out, just one.
Alright, so you could item interaction pick them up and try to, like, put them in your backpack or something. That'd probably be an action to douse it in your backpack.
You said it would be an action to douse it in my backpack, or would it?
Yeah,
just,
so
or-
you'd have to pick it up, open your backpack, and, like, shove it in there under stuff so it would stop
Okay.
glowing, which would probably be a full action.
No, I won't. No, I won't do that then. So I think what I will do is I'm going to. So first, I'm going to move. So let's see. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, and I see only that one so far.
Yeah.
I'm going to move 25, 30, 35, 40. Can I move there, or is that clipping the wing too much?
That would be squeezing in that square if you wanted to stop there.
So right now I'm just kind of looking around and like seeing if there's anything else I can manage. Which right now things seem pretty chill. God, this is what an interesting experience this is. Yeah, no, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm just going to I'm just gonna shoot the thing, I guess. This is weird. I'm out of my element right now.
Alright, so you fire at the thing.
Just straight up attack, nothing crazy. 17 to hit.
17 would actually hit, just barely. As
Okay.
your arrow chips the hard outer stone shell of the creature.
So it's just
Doing-
5, no sneak attack.
5 points, okay.
And then I'll
yeah.
do another attack, my bonus attack that I get, which, that one.
No, so that one would just kind of fly past it into the background here.
35, 30, 35, 40. I'll end my movement right there. I'll bonus action dash, and then that's me.
Alright, so the creature suddenly, as it begins to move, goes down on all fours, moving a lot quicker than you would think it should be able to. It comes down to here, would see Arnis and go come over here, as it sounds like it would sound kind of like a piston as its fist launches out towards you.
Go, gadget.
Get this thing away from me.
So when you say launch, like a missile, like it comes flying at me, or
no, more just like
it's
a
pistoning?
like a pop as like a piston fires and it punches at you. So it uses
Oh, like a rocket
multi-attack.
sucker.
Yeah, sure, something like that. So it's gonna use its multi-attack. And I don't know why it's whispering. So let me.
Alright,
Change
Arnis,
that.
I did love playing with you. It was nice having a monk in the group, but so we're gonna say
17 versus AC.
17 misses.
So you dodge to the side, and it does another piston slam on its other arm.
16 misses.
Alright, so you kind of go hop, hop, dodging out of the way. That is it for the Stone Golem Scrapper. Arnis.
Plus 10, my god.
Well, that was not very friendly. I am going to whack the crap out of this thing.
Alright, so you begin punching at it. No, so you punch it and you just kind of punch the hard outer shell, doing no damage with the first hit.
more force.
And 14 would miss as well, again, just kind of punching its outer stone form.
Well, son of a bitch. At this point, I'm not doing so good, so we're going to spend a key point and patient defense.
Okay, so you take the dodge action.
Yep, and that is my turn.
At the end of your turn, it is going to attack you again,
Oh god.
as it is moving very quickly.
Missed.
You duck under that one with a 12. Deska.
Deska, saying the enemy, will just hunker down, steady aim, and fire with her longbow.
Okay.
And
Yes, 18 would
Nice.
strike it. Doing, and do you have a magical longbow?
no.
Alright, that does no damage. Your arrow shatters off of the outside of it.
Seeing that, Deska drops her longbow. She goes, "Damn it!" She drops
Maybe
it.
you should have enchanted this. Or tried to.
I couldn't.
I know.
Alright, after that, Deska.
Anything else?
That's it. She drops her longbow, getting ready to pull out her dagger.
Alright, Cavarius.
All right. In the enemy, rage, reckless, great weapon fighter.
New weapon. Let's go.
No. So, unfortunately, no. Your first attack would fly right past it.
You're getting used to the weapon still. And there you go.
19 would strike it with the second one.
I told you to take those practice swings.
So you slam into it for 26 damage, because there's a large crack. Anything else?
That'll be it.
So at the end of the turn, it is going to switch over to you, because it did not like that, and it's going to punch at you.
Man.
21.
Is that a
Oh,
Hit.
Buddy, his raging.
Let's roll.
So
Okay.
you are punched for 17 bludgeoning, which halves to 8. Yeah, 8 points of bludgeoning damage as it slams into you. That is it for Cavarius Nathaniel.
I would yell at it. You've got some cracks on your body there. You need some plaster. I could touch you up if you just stop swinging a little bit. And that would be a intimidate or whatever it is. Unsettling words.
Okay.
Fucking one.
It happened.
Very effective unsettling words. And then a second level dissonant whispers on him.
This word is known
You would hear magic detected, anti-spell protocol engaged. So you do a dissonant whispers.
almost as good as.
And so a wisdom save?
It is a DC 16 wisdom save. I can give you the spell text if you need it.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and link the spell. Wait, what's going on? There it is. Where is it? Oh, that's 6. Okay, so wisdom save. Wisdom save. 23, I believe it would make it.
And then I would say, and so I believe it's not nullifying magic, it's getting advantage here, right?
Yes, you believe it's some kind of advantage effect. And
Will use my
does it
Go
take half damage from that?
No, because I'm using my reaction to force it to reroll.
Oh,
Silvery
alright.
barbs. I forgot about silvery barbs until recently.
Alright, so you spend your reaction channeling energy to hopefully bypass its magic resistance. So it makes another wisdom save, having to use whatever it rolls. 10 would fail, so it takes. What is it?
I rolled 15 psychic damage, and it must run away from me. And it must use its reaction to run away from me.
Strategic reposition.
Oh,
All
So
right.
the two of you would get reactions as it runs. Nope, that would miss. What about Artis?
missed.
Oh, 13, I see. Alright, so you spend your reactions. Go ahead and mark that. And it rushes away towards Fitz.
Oh,
Would
ending.
I? So here's a question for you. So when it says skirmisher, it says when it ends its turn within 5 feet. So
Yeah, so you can spend your reaction to move now if you want.
okay, cool. I just didn't know if like that counted as it finishing its turn or not, since it did it on somebody else's turn. It moved.
Sorry, Fitz.
Oh, you're fine.
So at the end of Nathaniel's turn, it is going to. Oh no, never mind. I can't do anything. All right, so that's it for Nathaniel. Fitz.
Okay. So here's my first question: is before I do anything, do I think it can see me? Like, is it actively looking at me, or is it still looking towards the party where it was engaged with?
So its head. You're not sure how much its head is an indicator of what it can see, because right now it's kind of on all fours, kind of crouched over, almost like animalistic. And the head has no expression on it. It's just kind of turning back and forth. So it's hard to know if it sees you or not.
Okay. So then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop a shot at it, and so you basically will tell me if I have advantage or not, being in the darkness.
Yes, you would.
Okay. So I'll do my shot. Boom,
Ooh.
boom. So 17 is what's going to end up being total.
Yeah. So 17. Well, that would be 27 because you have advantage.
No, he.
No, so I
First
get three
three
d20s. Yeah, the first 3 numbers.
Oh, I see. 17 would strike, yes.
Okay, so then we'll get my sneak attack this time, so I will roll my damage. So that's just 15 total.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna bonus action stealth, and then I'm gonna move just to be safe. So bonus action stealth, and then I'm gonna move at half speed. 1, 2, and 3 to right up there.
Okay. So it goes. It's gonna recharge its stuff. And it's actually gonna come back up this way.
I'm not done yet.
Activate protocol. Fuck you up.
So it rushes over this way, and it is going to make a noise and say, slowing enemies. Because there is a glow of energy from a marking on its chest. And I need saving throws, wisdom saves from the two of you here.
Very glad I stepped away.
Alright, so Cav, you are affected by slow, but Arnis manages to resist. So your speed is halved, you can't make more than one attack on your turn, and you can only take an action or a bonus action, but not both. And that's for 1 minute.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So I'll put a timer on you, just in case it becomes relevant. Timer. Alright, so that's it for the Stone Golem Scrapper. Arnis.
We attack.
Alright. Once again, you punch it in its hard outer stone chest, but nothing happens. The 18 would connect, though.
Oh, finally.
You
Jesus.
cause it to crack a bit. 4, 7, 8, 9,
11.
11. And your fists are magical, right?
Yeah, they're the wraps.
Okay. So it takes 11 damage as more cracks form. Anything else?
Yeah, this thing is pretty spooky. So we're going to... Another key point for patient defense.
Okay. And yeah, that's it.
That's it. It's my turn.
Alright, at the end of your turn, it is going to take a retaliatory punch at you. 25 versus AC?
It's disadvantage.
Yeah, that was with disadvantage.
Really? Yeah, 25 hits. Yep.
Wham! You are hit for 21 bludgeoning.
I don't know why that got me so bad. That was
So you take a pretty solid fist to the chest. Deska, what are you going to do?
Oh man, hold on. I got the jack. Okay. I'm gonna keep it simple. Deska's gonna pull out her dagger
Yeah.
so that she has an actual weapon. Do a quick measurement. Okay, she will take a quick two steps forward. I think that puts her in range. It does. And she will just throw her dagger at it. Try to get some damage on them. And boom.
No, it would bounce off the creature's stone shell.
Alright. Time to start thinking of a new plan. And Deska, can I... Is this right here? No, I think you can still see. There's a
It would give you cover.
Could I stealth in that cover?
You'd probably have to actually enter the rocks to stealth.
That's fine. I think I have to for that. That's fine.
And that is 10 feet of movement to go in there.
Yeah, I stealth. And
Okay.
I will stealth from in there. Oh.
Alright, so you think you're pretty well hidden. Kavarius. Oh wait, sorry. At the end of its turn, it's going to take a punch at Arnis. Well, no, it's going to switch to you, Kavarius. And I think it still has advantage, right?
Correct.
Alright. 18?
Matches.
Wham! 25, which becomes 12. And now you may go.
Reckless swing.
Ah! Alright. Oh, crit.
Nice.
So that is
37? 47?
uh
49.
no, it's 27 39.
39.
So you attack it, causing several more cracks to form, and it is wounded.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
I think all I can do is I'm slow.
Okay. Yeah, that can only be one attack because you're slowed
he-
still. At the end of your turn, you do get another wisdom save to try to break the slow, I believe.
17. Let's go.
No, you are still slowed. Beep, 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 beep. Nathaniel.
So I am going to go 5, 10, 15, 25, 20, 25, 30 to here,
Yeah.
and I am going to command it to flee. Well, no, actually, first I'm going to mock it a little bit and point out all of the cracks that it's starting to form.
Okay.
So bonus action, unsettling words.
Alright, so -5 to its save,
Yep.
and then you're
And then
going to
And
command it to flee.
Yep.
Can you link the command description?
yep, sure.
Alright. So it has to make a wisdom save. Spell protocol engaged. So 17 -5 is 12, which I believe would fail.
Yep.
And it is affected by your spell.
Yep.
Anything else?
No, that'll pretty much do it for me.
Alright, so at the end of its turn, it's going to take another swing at Cavarius. Advantage. Yeah, 27 is probably going to hit you for 11 bludgeoning. So that's it for Nathaniel Fitz.
What did you command it to do, Nathaniel?
On its turn, it has to run away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's turn. Okay.
Yeah, not as
Yeah,
one action.
it's a lower level spell to do that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't get to do damage and it's not immediate. That's the difference, really.
I'm going to do another short bow shot from the darkness. So, alright.
Ooh.
I'll go ahead and just leave it there, I think.
So yeah, 27 would crit it for 10 plus 14, so 24. There's more cracks for him.
And
Okay.
just to be safe, I'll do another stealth check in case somebody else is lurking around. So that's me.
Okay. So the creature is going to start its turn. Roll for something. Get its attacks back. And it's going to flee away, giving oppies to you guys.
I don't get it. I don't get one.
Oh, that's right, because you're slowed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Come on, Artis. Make it worth it.
I missed.
Okay, that wasn't worth it.
It was. It wasted its whole turn.
You would
Yeah, I know.
see a rune appear on its head, and it
Figured something
says
was going to happen.
regeneration protocol initialized. And
Whoa, whoa.
yeah, and the creature gains 20 hit points.
Oh my.
Still looks
Yeah.
wounded though. That's it for the creature. Arnis.
Oh my God, Cav is still frozen there, huh?
No, he's not frozen. He's just moving very slowly.
Really slow.
Looks like he might be about to charge after it, but doing it very slowly.
Oh, Lord. How hard it would be to jump on top of like the nose of the metal thing?
So you could climb up the side of the ship if you want.
How high up is it?
It looks like it's about maybe 20-ish feet.
So I could probably get up to like about there
Well, you
or here. Yeah.
Can you how would you? Are you gonna try to climb?
Yes.
All right, so that would, and you don't have a climb speed, right?
No.
So it would take 40 feet of movement to climb up there because you would climb at half speed.
Don't believe so. Let me look.
So I think you'd probably have to dash to climb up on there. If you're okay with that.
I am, and how high would that put me? Just thinking of it, does that put me at eye level of the golem, or what?
You'd be above it because the golem's only about 10 feet tall. Go ahead and give me a athletics check.
Don't let me down.
Okay, yeah. So you dash quickly, climbing up the side of the ship, and yeah, now you're up there.
Yeah, I kind of want to be on the nose of it, so I guess that's one of these two squares, right?
Yeah. And you
Or
would
the back
see
end. I don't know.
There's a glass. Well, it would be a windshield. You wouldn't know what a windshield is up here, but you can see inside this thing. It looks like there is a room
No shit.
with seating.
That
Anything
means
else?
nothing to me. No, that is it. I'm just trying to get advantage in the height and crappy ground for him to stand on.
Okay.
That's
so at this point, we might want to pause it because we are at 2 o'clock, and we can continue next time with Deska. Why don't we do MVP votes?
Alrighty.
Ooh,
Whew.
that's a tough one.
Let's see, no one opened a
Is it
door and
one?
acted very dumbly today. Who can I vote for then?
No,
Ah.
it's a tough session.
Cav wasn't his usual impressiveness because he's slowed.
Yep.
Fitz, nobody ever knows where the hell Fitz is.
Well, actually, you know what? That person.
Fitz is like Batman. He's just doing stuff in the shadows.
There's a lot of Batman wannabes for it.
It's true. Arnis is melee Batman. Fitz is like Batarang Batman.
Like that.
Fitz is more like Catgirl.
Alright. We'll go
Yeah,
with that. Alright, so 4 people.
And it's Catwoman, please be respectful.
So with 2 votes, Fitz is the MVP.
I crafted a weapon.
Yeah, there you go. Congrats, Fitz.
All right.
Good
I
job,
liked
everyone.
Jessica's roleplay today, Keith.
Hey guys, we got through a rest without anybody interrupting it. We didn't do anything dumb.
Oh, really?
We're all
What?
alive.
Well, hold on a minute. Here.
Yeah.
Somebody walked around the corner, woke up the giant golem, and ran away, and we're getting the crap kicked
All
out
right,
of us.
again, you were in front of me when that happened. So if it wasn't me, it was you. So don't. I want to hear your shit.
Hold on.
All right.
If we reposition that, see if we move
I
Nathaniel back a spot. You
Uh-huh,
put
yeah.
me where Cav is, and you were
Uh-huh.
up by the light source. That's a sketchy definition of in front.
No, we know what Arnis does.
There's
It's
no
always
way we would've
Raven.
known this.
Wait,
Raven's
what?
the one
Me?
that's surprised the most when you move because you just sling across the map. He's like, whoa, Arnis, all right, before you move. That's literally more, he's done that more to you than anybody else, all right? So don't tell me anything about moving up.
Okay.
All right, good job,
Saga
everybody.
continues.
Yeah, hold on,
I
everyone.
am the win.
See you next week. Bunch of-
See you next week.
Yeah, totally.